Hey y'all, welcome to Cody Matters, episode 47, and I think I'm going to start calling this Streaming Matters because it seems like I see that YouTube flags me as soon as I create a Cody Matters show. Now I'm getting the warning, the little yellow thing for monetizing my videos. So I think I might start calling this Streaming Matters. That's probably ain't gonna hurt so much. Thanks, Mr. O'Neill, for joining me.
Bonjour, ça va?
Yeah, hey, I see that we got Wendy over there, Kim, Ebony's in there, Perks Media, Kim, who I met just last week. It was such a pleasure to meet her and Hemi. Hey, everybody, for joining in. I don't really have a set topics and the set thing. I'm gonna kind of go with like a flow. I got a few items that we may talk about, a few things that people
This is kind of to show that you're actually alive because everyone's missed you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I have had I haven't had a show since what, my birthday. Which anybody can let's see. Hold on here. Let me click on this. So everybody, this is a shirt that one of my coworkers, Forrest, made for me. And if you don't understand what all that means, is it backwards to you guys? I don't know.
No, it's forward.
Okay, because I see it as backwards, so I don't know if. But one of my coworkers made it for me. So for my birthday, if you don't know what it stands for, you need to go back and watch my birthday show, which has been a month and a half ago now. So good times. Thanks, Forrest, for making the shirt for me. Got even a guest star on there. I got Charles on there. So yeah, I thought I'd break this shirt out, wear it during the show. But
change if we're moving to Streaming Matters or something else, I think that T-shirt just makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, infringe on anyone called Cody, like the guy Cody, because he's a mate of ours, right?
K-O-D-Y.
K-O-D-Y, yeah. Wasn't he on the Disney Channel or something?
Huh?
Isn't he on the Disney Channel or something?
Yeah, he might be. Cody. Yeah. Well, I always see now on Facebook, that people are using. They don't use. They won't say it Cody. They use it with a C-O-D-Y. So they don't get. They're worrying about Facebook and all that shit like that. So, but hey, thanks for everyone. T2K. Thanks for jumping in there. Bam. Hey, if there's questions you guys have, post them over here. I'll do my best to answer them. Gold Rush, Cosmic, thanks for joining in. We don't know what we'll talk about. We may not talk about jack shit. I've got a few, like I said, a few add-ons that people have sent me and asked me to do some videos on. I will just do a little preview here on the show. Since I don't get that many hits anyways, I'm not, I mean, this show I'll probably get 800 views total. So, but
that's just us pressing refresh.
Yeah, that's right. So, but I don't really care. So,
what's up, Lee?
Hey, Lee. What's up, man? Griff, got Griff in there.
Can we get Griff on? Griff, can you come on?
If Griff wants to come on, he can send me a text.
Griff, please come on. Griff, please come on. Griff, please come on. Tell Griff to come on.
So
he's gonna make up some bullshit now about his family sleeping or something.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, so Bama fan says he heard that the new 7.2 Shield update is causing problems. A lot of people in video share, blah 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 blah. I have it. I have it right over here. I don't know how well you guys can see it. Let me go to the home screen. I actually installed, and you can't see it because of the glare. I actually installed the side load channel. I actually installed that because the regular Android, I wanted other things in there. So
you loaded a custom front end to your original Shield interface.
Yes, but it doesn't really change the whole thing because if you see the Shield, it still has apps. You can't really move apps that I've noticed. App stays at the top, but I added media. So media gives me the Kodi and my Phalanx, TTV, ESPN, YouTube. I put those customized channels in there. Then like for gaming, like my games, I have RetroX, NBA Jams, Jack in a Box, all that different, the Jack Party stuff. And I put all of the games, I wanted those on one line. So because to me, everything was on apps, and it seemed to me that, I don't know, it just seemed to get to be.
it got messy. So now it's structured. Now you know where you're going. So, so you're running that on top of the latest update, and you've had no problems.
Yeah, I actually installed the latest update, 7.2, last night. Didn't really have any issue. It updated pretty quick. It's a pretty small update, I felt like. Installed, ran. I have an external hard drive on this. This is the 16 gig 2017 version. I have a 500 gig external plugged in through USB. Not a problem. So I'm not sure. Sometimes I think, and I will say that ES File Explorer, I had to get rid of that.
It's interesting that, because a lot of people have said that there's been problems. It kind of overlays on your experience. It can like try and take control of your machine and try and take control of the screen and the interface and try and push its own adverts as well, which is really, really bad. They used to be like one of the best explorers out there, but it seems to be that they're now trying to monetize on everyone's experience and just force feeding you new stuff. That's not good. Just leave that alone.
Well, and to me, once we went to 7.0, even when I was using the beta, I actually installed the beta early on. And really, ES File Explorer, I only used it for remote access. I would turn on ES File Explorer, turn on my server. You could do the remote access, or remote manager, whatever. And I would come in with FileZilla or whatever I use here. I would log on, move my files around, move files from here to there. Found it great. Once I went to 7.0, even the beta version, the whole system went like just crawled. I would click and I would just sit there and sit there and sit there, and then it would come up, and then I'd hit the next button, and then I'd sit there and sit there. And sometimes when you get impatient, you start click, 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 and next thing you know, it like all the buttons catch up at once. It was almost like the system is overloaded, and then it would stack up all those requests, all those button pushes, and then all of a sudden they'd all jump on there at once.
Yeah.
So I had to get rid of it. For me, I actually went to what's the name of this app that I just installed it the other day? Wi-Fi Explorer Pro. Only not to use it but just to use it to access and to drop files over there.
Yeah.
And that was about all. And that was the only thing I needed it for. But I actually did have to pay for this sideload thing. They do have a free version, but a lot of times those free versions have limited capabilities. So I haven't had any issue. I have read on Facebook, I'm in on NVIDIA Shield groups, lots and lots of people bitching about issues. Sometimes I have found it is something you have installed that's creating a problem.
Yeah, so not everyone's use case is the same as everyone else's, and it just could be a problem with them locally.
Maybe you have most likely you have an APK that's causing the problem.
Yeah.
So, if people have it, if you see that posted, maybe have them take a look at what they have installed. And I'm telling you, as soon as I uninstalled ES File Explorer, my system ran quicker. I have noticed a couple times where this is sticking, which I mean, I hit the button and it doesn't do anything, and then all of a sudden, 5 or 6 seconds later, it catches up. But it doesn't do it all the time, and it gave a whole bunch of new things that you're able to download and install on it. For most of us, those channels that they're offering, I want to say, what was it? What's it? DAZN, which used to be the Paramount Network. I think that's what it's called. I think they changed the channels. It used to be Paramount. Now it's DAZN or DZAN. They show the Bellator fights.
The DAZN.
Yeah, they show the Bellator fights. They offer that through this now, but somebody says it only gives it for a month for free, and then after that, you got to pay for it.
Yeah. So I have a question for the wider group with regards to apps and stuff. Has anyone got any information on why FireDL has been removed from the Amazon App Store?
What?
FireDL.
FireDL.
Yeah, so FireDL has been removed from Amazon. And I don't know whether that's what Adrian did himself or whether it's actually been pulled because Amazon have decided to pull it. But it was probably one of the most powerful add-ons that you could, so one of the most powerful APKs that you could get for a Fire device. And it's a shame that that's now been pulled. So
Well, that
yeah,
was a tricky way of being able to install APKs.
you can install anything. You
Right.
can do anything with that. It was brilliant. I mean, it was phenomenal.
Well, it is amazing. Well, think about this. Even let's use File Explorer. We use that for example. Do you remember a couple times when they had updates? Amazon flagged them, or I think Amazon or Google flagged them. I think it was Amazon flagged them, and it was a mess up where you couldn't get it anymore, and people were like, "Oh, they've uninstalled it. You can't get it no more." No, it wasn't. It was a issue when they did the update that Amazon didn't classify it correct, or some issue on their end, and within a few days they got it back. So, how long has FireDL been off?
I'm not sure, but it is listed on his website because he moved his domain. It used to be on Radianware, and it's been moved back to his own domain now, admatic.co.uk, and it's now he's got a link on there that says FireDL is no longer available on the Amazon App Store. And Ebony Lee has just said that he thinks that AD pulled it. It was I remember when the guy was writing it, it was like, oh, he's like, I've got this idea for an app, and I'm thinking of doing this. And at the time, we were in XBMC users on Facebook, and he's like, "Oh, I'm learning code." And at the time, the guy was juggling like kids and whatnot. He just had a couple of new kids, and he was learning to code. And then suddenly, he just released ADmatic, and then shortly after, released FireDL. And as I say, it was just one of the strongest apps that you could get on the Amazon devices to quickly load, because everyone back in the day you had to like turn ADB on and go USB debugging and then push with ADB bridge, and it was just like a nightmare. And then this guy said, "Oh, look, I've done this now. You can just install this way," and it just phenomenal. But now it's been pulled, and that's a shame. And if he's pulled it himself, then I'm sure he's got his reasons. If Amazon have pulled it, then that's a shame. And
well, think about this. To be honest. Not that I think that less people should be messing with all this, but I think less people should be messing with all this. Maybe make it a little bit harder, like it used to be. I mean, for the people that back in the day, like you and I, that had the old Xboxes and had the soft mod an old Xbox, or we had the Apple TV, and I know that Blue and all of us have talked about back when we used to have to jailbreak an Apple TV so that you could get XBMC on it. You actually had to do a little bit of work.
I know it's become a little bit more available for people, but
but didn't he make that Play, NES Play, and NES
he's making
Genesis Play, where you could play through a cloud. You could install and play Nintendo games over the cloud.
Yeah, so like I said, this guy he knew nothing about coding. He was not a developer in any way, shape, or form. And you ask him, he actually says, "I'm not a developer." I mean, I haven't spoken to him in a couple of years, but I mean, we used to be quite close, and unfortunately, sort of fell out. And I can't remember why, but I haven't spoken to him in years. And when you talk to him back then, he was like, "I'm not a developer. I just mess with code." And then, suddenly everyone knows it. It's like you talk to someone with a Fire device. Yeah, I've got Kodi on there, and I used FireDL to get it on. I was like, wow, okay, I know the guy that wrote that. But like you go back to people that have genuinely started from somewhere that have then become something. But he's genuinely so humble about it, where you get some people that are not necessarily humble and will be quite sort of
blow their own horn.
Yeah, pretty much. Am I making a noise when I'm talking? Is there a noise in the background? I think someone said noise in the background.
Gold Rush says they hear some noise. I don't. Maybe I don't hear it. What's that noise in the back? You're sounding okay on my end.
Well, I'm coming smooth in your ears.
Yeah, you're so smooth, baby.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it is neat. What's weird is I have, how many times do people say, "Oh, you're a developer. You're a developer." And I'll be the first one when anybody's ever heard me say, anyone's ever said to me, "Well, you're a developer." And I laugh. I'm like, there is no way in hell I'm a developer. I mean, I can piddle with stuff and I can tinker with things, but am I a developer? No. But in the eyes of a person that has no idea, when they look at an XML, they would look at what you or I could do. Which you're a developer, so I can't say that you're not a developer. But
no, I'm not a developer. I'm a real developer to me would be mid-roll.
Yeah, I mean it's weird. We have a different standard. As you learn more, you think, oh, that person's a developer. I'm not. But we all know more than this other person,
and know more than your next door neighbor.
I know more than my next door neighbor, and I know more than probably most of the people that surround me. So I would say that, I do know a little bit of things. So, but there are guys, and I would say, like I said, with Mid or TK or Lambda, some of those guys that really were on that front end of creating Q that would take code and could look at it and, put pieces all together and make something, actually make something, and be like, dang, look at that. So it is neat. I remember when it was Addy Meyer. What was it? Adamatic?
Admatic. So his name's Admatic.
Yeah, Admatic.
He calls himself Admatic.
I remember when that first came out, I was and didn't he join a group? And this is, he joined a group.
I don't know. I know
that's probably 2.5 years back. But yeah, I remember him having that, and I remember the Play Genesis, Play NES, and Play Super Nintendo. And the sweet thing is with that APK installed, you would go through the library of games, kind of what Kodi is doing now, because Kodi and Kodi 18 is going to give you this option, and you can stream and play the games on your device without having downloaded the ROM.
What? Say, whoa.
Or you're caching, maybe you're caching the ROM.
Go back. That sounds interesting. Mm-hmm. So you're telling me that with Kodi 18, I can play games without having to download them?
Yes. If you let me tell you, that's where they're going with this. If you go and install that, do some video, there's some video search. I messed with it when Kodi 18 was on the very, very first beta. Or alpha. I'll say the alpha. I messed with it. And you could go download a certain repo. And this was done. Kodi.tv was saying, they gave you the tutorial. You went through and did it. Installed a certain repo, installed a program and a script. And you could play the games. And the games are actually being hosted on Archive. If you go into Archive and you do a search for NES games. Now, a lot of those games have been pulled. But there is certain ones where it says streaming only. You can't download the ROM, but it says streaming only. And this is part of that whole package that Kodi's trying to tap into right now. Mm-hmm. So that's where Kodi 18, you watch. It's buggy right now. I haven't even messed with it in this last release clients. I haven't even messed with it. But that's what they're wanting to do. You'll be able to play these games streaming. Like I said, it was a little bit of jump through some hoops. You had to install this one repo and install a couple scripts. And this was very early. And so I got 2 games to play and the rest of them kept failing. But you clicked on the game and it went to Archive and would pull the ROM, but you didn't have the ROM. But I know the last time I was looking on Archive for ROMs, it said streaming only. So
that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, take a look. That's where they're going with this. Oh, Dave says, Butch, you want to let me see a T-shirt? So for anybody that saw my birthday party,
41st birthday party, wasn't it?
First birthday.
41st birthday party, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. Yeah.
41 years old. 41 years old, all right?
So one of my coworkers made it for me. So yeah, it's so I think that's where Kodi is going with this, and I think you're going to see a lot of Kodi builds once 18 comes out and is stable. I think you're going to see a plethora. There's a big word for y'all for the day. You're going to see a plethora of builds that will incorporate gaming, retro gaming, and all that stuff. You're going to be able to they'll have all the emulators, because right now, if let's say you're playing on if you have an Android device. Now you can do this, install some of that stuff on your Android device, and you link it into Kodi, and you click it, and it'll open up an emulator, and you click that does work. But what if you put it on a PC? Well, the same apps that work on your Android do not work on a PC, so there was issues. So I think with this, you're not going through an Android emulator. You're going through Kodi, who's going to make it, I'm guessing, more universal.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to play it. So I think you're going to see a lot of builds that will incorporate all that gaming right into.
Good. They give people more opportunity to really sort of get the most out of Kodi, because Kodi does so much more than just streaming from a third-party add-on. You know,
yeah.
There's so many, like, I mean, even if you just sort of spend a couple of minutes and look at the actual Kodi repository, there's so many cool add-ons on there that actually do a lot more than just watch the latest film. You know, there's so much on there.
Mm-hmm. It can do. I mean, there's if you go through and look at their repo and some of the projects that people have had.
Is it back up though? Because it was down earlier. They didn't pay the bill.
It was up a little while ago, because I actually downloaded the latest release client. And actually, I will say this is another public service of announcement. I downloaded the release client 2 for the PC, 32-bit as well as the 64-bit. Downloaded it, installed it as a portable so that I could mess around. I'm trying to work on a Kodi 18 build. So I was tinkering around with that. And as soon as I tried to install a repo, it crashes. I tried another repo, crashed. I mean, it crashed Kodi out completely. And installed it onto my programs file under my C drive. As soon as I loaded up a repo, killed it. And I posted on some of the groups, and people had said that to go with the release client 1 or go with the nightly, which will be as close as you can get to release client 3. It's technically not the release client 3, but it's a possible today it would be the release client 3, but they'll fix more on it before it is release client 3. But if you install
libraries or DLLs that are missing them.
Right. There's something missing. So if you're installing release client 2 on a PC and you find there's some issues, go to the nightly or go to 1. So I went to that, and then it installed, it worked, and I installed repos and started messing with it. So I started messing around with a skin, and it's going to be the simplest build I've ever did. Simple. It's going to have just a handful of icons, and that's it. It's going to be really small. So
you said that you found a new add-on. So what's this add-on then? Because I haven't opened Kodi in months.
All right.
I haven't touched it.
All right. So since we got 60 people watching. Oh, if I get 100 likes, I'll show it.
All right.
Let's see. So let me see this.
Yeah, and I'll just release it for free anyway.
Yeah, you'll just. All right.
I'll release it.
All right. So let me see here. Let me highlight me and let me share my screen here. My screen,
man.
Oh wait, let me open up. Let me
close down the porn first.
Yeah, I gotta close all that porn. Oh.
I gotta make some porn.
Let's see. I think I
have porn, man.
I think I got it under this one. So.
Oh, look at that.
Let's see if it's on this one right here. Let's see.
Oh, that's a pretty desktop there, boy. I don't know what that is, but that sure looks pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty, boy.
Pretty,
just like your mouth. All right. Oh, all right. So let's see here. I think this is the one. So I'm gonna go through, install to an repository, and I plan to do videos on a couple of these. I just hadn't done it yet. One is through the hub repository and select the streams.
I'm so glad that someone else had just picked up on how messy your desktop was.
Yeah, it was. Hey, it was actually really clean when I put the hard drive in. It didn't take long. It doesn't take long to you're like, I'll just drop that on the desktop. I'll just drop that on the desktop.
There's my mom uses her recycle bin as a document folder.
So, but this is called Selecta Streams, and we just started messing around with it today. Which we have the 24 streams, which anyone that has gens or uses gens, you probably have that. Some schedule.
Is this a gen then?
No, this isn't. This is not a gen. This is
wow.
something that somebody else had made. But I just know that this plugin is in a lot of gens because that's the ones they use.
That will please a lot of people because there are people out there that go, "Oh, not another gen."
Yeah, let me look. Let's see. I don't think it's a gen. I really don't. Oh, no, because if it was a gen, you know, the settings would look completely different. So let's get back. Get off of there. All right. So, but it's just like Share Movies, which was actually that was an add-on a while back ago. I think that was in the Sarcasm repo at one point. That was its own add-on. One for PrimeWire here, and I tried PrimeWire and it had a crash earlier. Couch Tuner. Now, anybody that's done streaming, you've used Couch Tuner. That they would. I remember back my ex used to use Couch Tuner. She would on her computer. Now it says right there, be patient because it uses Cloudflare, so it's not going to be the fastest loading of things.
Yeah, that's just because Cloudflare protection is in place to stop people from overrunning the site.
Yep.
Cloudflare itself is really fast. It's just that the company or the people that own that particular website have just put Cloudflare in place to stop you guys from smashing it.
Yeah, overloading it. So then you have your links. Now, this was a subscription one that it asked me for a pair and a link, and so did the OpenLoad, which we know.
Yeah.
Let me try Stream Mango. Now, I've just tinkered with this some today. I had to work all week, so I've not had a lot of time to even look at this. But I was kind of just poking around with it today. Let's see if it's going to come up. It came up earlier. There we go. Again, there we go. Yeah. So that was what was that? It was like, yeah, Jersey Shore. So so this is Couch Tuner. It's got a whole bunch of different what I did like about that, I thought this was neat. It shows you when it was added. Look at how many of these are MTV movies. Like this Mom, isn't that a MTV show?
Probably. I mean, I stopped watching MTV.
I Feel Bad. I bet that sounds like an MTV. So, The Real Housewives. Oh, gotta love that. So, this new add-on here, and it's got the trending. The PrimeWire, I'd actually crashed out, which I think I saw PrimeWire moved domains. It went from.
Listen, I'm in the UK. I've not seen PrimeWire in about 4 years.
I want to say it went to .to or something like that. I saw it on one of the groups. So this is a new add-on. I plan to do a video once I get more time to really mess around with this. So
who released this then? What group is this part?
I don't even know. It was just a guy sent it to me and said post it, and it just says Hub is the name of the repo.
Right.
I don't think it's on Git. I think he just sent it out and said, hey, check this out. Because, you know, people send me stuff and they'll say, hey, how about doing a video for this? They don't want their name known. They don't want their name out there. They're just saying, hey, put it out there. But they also send it to me because they don't want all the big YouTubers to catch it right away. This is this one here is another add-on that I plan on doing a video for. Let's go ahead and load this, which is called Canvas, which I piddled around with this a while back ago before when it was like in beta. I was able to get a chance to mess with this. This add-on is going to be able to give you access. It's a playlist-ish kind of add-on, but it's also going to give you the ability to change your skin, to be able to use your tracked lists. You can actually add your own track list to the add-on. I think your own what's the other one? TMDB lists.
Yep.
You'll be able to add that information in and actually be able to use it, as well as changing your add-on. You'll be able, or your build. You can create your build right from this add-on.
Who is it that released that? Am I right in thinking it's Negan that released that one?
I can't remember the name on it. I'd have to look. Let me look. Let me look what it says, because I don't remember.
I just saw just for then for a second, and I know it was just
Community. Yeah, it was just Community.
Right.
So,
well, look at your install date.
Yeah, but it does that. I don't know why my computer does that. So here it is. You got movie lists.
I don't think Just for Kids is the type of Just for thingy that I remember.
No, I don't think so.
Oh wow, Griff's place is in there. Griff Stocks is in there. So are they pulling other XML?
Well, no, I think that this was from the Gen group. I remember this. All right, so there months and months ago, 8 or 9 months ago, some people said, hey, we're looking to create a new project. If other people would like to add their lists. And I think some people added their lists and they were able to add into this add-on. They're not wanting their names out there, but they kind of pulled together a bunch of people to create different stuff. Now, this is a regular playlist stuff. So, you know, what you've seen here, you've seen this in a lot of different places. So, you know, same stuff. But let me go to the settings, and that's where things really change. Customize, you can create your own custom lists, and this is where I was talking about the tracked and your TMDB list. You're able to pull that stuff in there. You're able to go through, and here's some custom tools. We can download your own backgrounds, your add-on icons, change your fan art, do your skin edits. Now, I do remember when I first messed with this, you need to be careful if you start, you don't want to be doing this on a build that is your build that the whole family is using. Because once you start making changes, back when I messed with it early on, it was difficult to get it to go back. So if you went through and started making skin edits through here, start applying to your home screen. So you could start making all kinds of edits to your skin, and you could change your whole skin. Like I said, I don't want to poke around too much because I haven't messed with this enough to explain it correctly. I don't want to. But
we'll just look for the video then.
Yeah, watch for the video. I'll post it out there. And when I messed with it before, you could go through and change your backgrounds. You could make a whole build from this add-on. So it was a little bit different than your normal Gen or your normal add-on. It wasn't just a video add-on. It could be just a video add-on, but it could also be, hey, let me use this add-on to create my own build through the tools. So yeah, wait for that album. It's a lot of this stuff is stuff you may have seen before.
Yeah.
Like with the live TV, and here's all your different IPTVs. Yeah. You've seen that before, but they have it all in this place. I think that the group of these guys, and I should say guys, gals, whoever it is, given the opportunity to give you more than just a video add-on, they're giving you an opportunity to actually edit, modify, and create your own build from this add-on. Again, thinking a little bit outside the box, which is neat. You like to see people change stuff and push the limit.
Well, like I say, you get too many people going, oh, look, another Gen.
Yeah, yeah. And here's your tools, which is, most of your stuff you've seen. But I remember when I messed with it, and it's been a few months back when it was a beta, and you could change your backgrounds and all your custom. You could actually make a build, and all of these categories were icons if you wanted to be icons, like on your main menu. So look for that. Let me back out of here. Stop sharing my screen. Okay, so look for that. I hope I'm not trying to be too rushing through the guys that had created that, but I don't want to go through and not explain it correctly. I want to be able to show it and explain it thoroughly. Same thing with that Streema. What was it? Lots of streams or Streema.
Well, that's obviously why people send them to you, because they know that you're going to go through it.
Yeah.
With a fine-tooth comb, understand everything, and then explain it properly, as opposed to complete clickbait, URL, YouTube video. Look at this. I found this amazing add-on. It does this, this, and this. It's a real killer. And then just go install it from here, and that's it done.
Yeah, it's the best add-on out there. Yeah.
Rah, 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 rah.
Yeah. And it's most of these guys, and really they're not looking to be the most popular add-on. Most of these guys are just trying to create something a little different. They try to create something a little different, and they'll say, hey, Dabs, take a look at this.
Yeah.
And I'll say, all right, let me take a look at it. This week for me was last week I was real busy. This week we had snow. And anybody that lives in the U.S. and knows about the South, when we get snow, if you guys remember that the Christmas with the year without a Santa Claus, that cartoon? Did you ever watch that?
No.
It's an animated thing, A Year Without Santa Claus. It's where Santa Claus, and they got the heat miser and the freeze miser and all that stuff. But in that cartoon, they have, it doesn't ever snow in the South. And they had this guy, and if you can make it snow in the South, we'll believe it's Santa Claus. Long story short, we had snow. We had 7 inches of snow, and I'm going to tell you, you would have thought it's Armageddon outside. Work was crazy. I mean, just crazy. I work at a grocery store. I'm a butcher, and it was crazy and been crazy all week. And then we're leading up to Christmas, which is a crazy week or crazy month for us anyways.
What do you guys do for Christmas? Is it like turkey? Because in the UK, it's massive for turkey. So all the supermarkets, all the butchers, all the abattoirs are taking their orders right now for turkey, for beef, for duck, for chicken. It's absolutely chaos over here at the moment. So, I mean, obviously you guys have just had Thanksgiving a couple of weeks back?
Yep, Thanksgiving was the 22nd of November, which is a turkey day.
So once you've done
traditionally turkey.
Do you have turkey at Christmas as well, or is it kind of like no?
No, I'd say all right. If I had to guess on for me, and it depends on where you live in the country. For us, turkey is going to represent about less than 10% of our sales. Probably closer to 8% of our sales for holiday is going to be turkey. They're going to be about 20%-ish, maybe 25% will be aimed at ham. Ham is a big item at Christmas. But the thing about with Christmas is people will eat what they like, what they love. So I have prime rib for us is a humongous bigger, it's probably a 30% people want prime rib. A good 20% of our customers, 15% are going to want beef tenderloin, filet mignon. And then you're going to have the oddball, hey, we fix a pork roast, or we fix big pork chops, or I have people that do short ribs. And we get special requests. My special requests for Christmas holiday will be our special order book will be somewhere in the neighborhood of 150 orders of just special orders that people place ahead of time, not counting the people that walk up and say, hey, I want a 5-pound chuck roast, or I want a rump roast, or I want a brisket. Fresh brisket's another big item. So Thanksgiving, you're focused on turkey, some ham, turkey. That's where your focus is. For us, Christmas is you're all over the place. Lobsters. I have fresh lobsters. What people want in lobster. Yeah, and look at people said lamb. We do lamb. I'll have lamb. Lamb will sell well. I do hear people that do lasagna. We used to do lasagna like on Christmas Eve. Because see, it's not just one day. It's usually multiple days because you're going to have something on Christmas Eve with your family, Christmas Day, and then a lot of times the day after Christmas you're going to do something.
Okay.
So that's the thing with this holiday. You can't. For me, when ordering and planning, it's not one thing. I've got to think, okay, do I have enough prime rib? Prime rib is such a big item, but or beef tenderloin. People doing whole beef tenderloin, which to me is a waste of money, but some people like it. So yeah, turducken. I saw someone talked about turducken. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, turkey, duck, and chicken.
Yeah,
all rolled into one.
Yeah, they bone it out, and actually we sell it, and then they also usually put some stuffing. We get a Cajun one, so it has like a Cajun rice. So it's Cajun rice, chicken, then a duck, and then a turkey, and they're boneless except for I think it has the bones and the drumsticks, and they're just like stacked, and then you slice it across.
This is the most random one ever we've ever done. You know that, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I've got something just to finish that off.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for tuning in here at Cody Matters. We're talking Christmas meals with the Butcher. Now tell me, what's hot on this year's Christmas list down at the Butcher stand for us now today?
Oh yeah, folks, we're going to be doing lots of prime rib. Yeah, we're going to have it.
That's nice. Okay, that's great. So
I love the prime rib
for you and out there at Cody Matters. Die Hard, Christmas movie or not? Let me know. Here's the phone lines.
Yeah, Die Hard. Hey, what? We got 63 people. Die Hard, Christmas movie hit 1 for yes, 0 for no. On the side.
Let's have a vote. Let's have a vote.
Let's have a vote. It's a vote. We don't have to do a Twitter vote. We're going to do a vote right here. 1, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Number 2, or 0, that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
Well, Mandy's wrong. T2K's wrong.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
I think
boom,
boom,
boom, boom, boom, boom.
Farmer's wrong, of course.
Yeah, I like all these votes. Love it. Yeah, look at them zeros and ones.
And it's not Christmas until you see Hans Gruber go, no, please, oh God, no, and then fall off a huge building.
Oh my lordy! All right, so Mr. O'Neill, so you're in the belief that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Yes, I am. It's one of those great Christmas films. It's filmed around Christmas.
Yes, it is filmed around Christmas.
It's filmed around Christmas. You know, never forget the Nakatomi Plaza. I mean, you know, it's one of those great tragedy stories that brings everyone together at Christmas and lets them realize, you know, that Christmas is a real thing. And
yeah, I love my family.
I love my family.
When Bruce Willis could actually act, which was a very short period of time.
Yeah. So it's one of those films. I mean, Christmas for me is like, you know, there's a couple of things that make Christmas for me. The snow is one of them. We get no fucking snow in the UK. When it does snow, the whole country comes to a halt, unless you're Scottish, and then you're used to it. Elf, great Christmas movie. Die Hard, great Christmas movie. Santa Claus the movie with Dudley Moore. Do you remember that one?
Yep.
That's a great Christmas movie. Miracle on 34th Street, maybe. But there is one film that makes me think of Christmas, and it's not The Nightmare Before Christmas, because that is one of my favorite films. But do you remember that film with Arnold Schwarzenegger where he was the postal worker that had to get his son the Turbo toy?
Yeah, and he couldn't find it, and he had to look all around town for it.
Yes, that is a Christmas movie. That makes me go, okay, it's Christmas now, I'm happy. And the only other thing that makes me think of Christmas is when the Pogues is playing Fairy Tale in New York.
Okay. All right. Well, for me, A Christmas Story has to play on Christmas Day. For us, TBS plays it the whole day. TBS plays it from it's 24 hours of A Christmas Story. I have to watch it, and just like someone said, they watched. Blammo had said it. You're not getting that gun because you're going to shoot your eye out. Oh my God! Oh, when he's like when the Santa Claus, he goes to see Santa Claus and he blanks out. You know, you ever had those moments where it's like so excited and you want to tell somebody something and then you completely forget what you're going to tell them, right?
Yep.
So he gets up there to tell Santa. He wants a Red Ryder BB gun. Okay, so I remember Red Ryder BB guns. When I was a little kid, and I had a Red Ryder BB gun, but you wanted that thing, and he wanted it so bad. No, his whole family said he wasn't going to get it. And he gets to Santa Claus, and he forgets. He like blanks out, and he's like, he can't talk. And Santa Claus says, "What do you want?" And he's like, and he says, "Oh, you want a truck? You want a truck?" And he's just like, And he's like, "Okay, kid, you're getting a truck. Oh, ho, ho!" And it's like at a big department store, so it's like the kid train, you know, like one kid after another sitting on dirty ass Santa Claus's lap that's probably got pee stains on it, and he smells like alcohol. Yeah. So he sets him down on the slide that takes him back down to get him down off of Santa Claus's little perch, and he remembers, I've got to tell Santa Claus that I want that, and he stops and he holds himself. He says, "I want a Red Ryder BB gun," and with this list, and he had this tassels and all this shit. And Santa Claus looks at him and says, "No way, kid, you'll put your eye out." And he takes his boot and shoves the kid down the damn thing. And it's like, in your face kind of thing. It's like, but yeah, it had the kid put his tongue on the flagpole and it stuck to it. Mandy has it right. That is my classic Year Without Santa Claus with "I'm Mr. Heat Miser, I'm Mr. Sun, I'm Mr. 100 Degrees, I'm Mr. 101." And that is always a classic. And then to top it off, that I have to watch at least once, usually twice, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Good choice.
I mean, what's his name? Carl. Carl wasn't he the cousin?
Yes.
Carl was the cousin.
No, Carl wasn't the cousin. Hang on.
No, Ed. Ed was the cousin.
Played by.
Ed was the cousin.
Oh,
was it? And it was Carl was the dad. That was Chevy Chase. And Carl was Chevy Chase.
No, Chevy Chase was Clark Griswold.
Clark. Yeah, Clark.
Ellen was a babe.
And then Ed was the cousin.
Eddie, which is Randy Quaid.
Randy Quaid was in. That is got to be the classicest, and I laugh every time I watch it when he's
the tree just burns.
Yeah, because it catches on fire, and it had a squirrel in it, and the dog attacks the tree, and grandma comes to the house, has a cat. She had wrapped up the cat inside the present, is like bouncing around, and they're eating the Jello salad, and the Jello salad has cat food in it. Yeah, Lula, it had cat food inside the Jello salad. Oh, and her wig burning. That is my between Christmas Story and that are the two ones. Elf is great. I love Elf.
Elf was just something different. It was
it's funny, but yeah, I have to watch all of those. And if you start watching trending on any of your video add-ons, you will see all those Christmas things moving towards the top.
One question I've always had, right? Kevin McAllister. Yeah, from Home Alone.
Yeah, Home Alone.
What the fucking hell did his parents do for a living? What did they do for a living? They could afford to like have everyone in this big ass house on Christmas and then fly to somewhere else at Christmas and take the entire family with them.
And then leaves their kid and
that bit's fine. That's
cool. I don't know. You're pretty bad parents. You leave your kid at the house and
you do it once, it's fine. Do it twice, it's okay. Do it 6 times. Well, it
is funny. That movie is funny. I mean, it was taking place in Christmas, but that was just past my generation. My kids liked that movie. They really liked it. And I found it funny, but to me, it doesn't say Christmas. Christmas is the Charlie Brown Christmas. I think of stuff like that because back in the old days, we didn't have cartoons 24/7. So when it would be the Christmas holiday season and you'd have those Christmas shows, Charlie Brown, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman.
What about
the Grinch?
Christmas?
Huh?
Kiss Saves Christmas.
Oh, jeez. That was like, I remember the 70s when Kiss had their little show. They had a couple little made-for-TV shows. But the Grinch, all those things. I remember when I got to watch those animated ones, and I want to say CBS pretty much had it locked down back then, if I'm not mistaken. So we'd have to watch CBS because it was like, what's tonight? You can't remember what's tonight. And do you remember they had the TV guide was in it would come in it was a paper.
Yeah.
It's come in the Sunday paper, and you would have the TV guide. So you're going in there and you're circling. Oh, I've got to remember Thursday night. Oh, 8 o'clock, and what's after 8 o'clock, and so.
We were telling a guy about this at work, right? So we have on my team. So I look after a team of 6 people. I'm the line manager, whatever you want to call it, right? And there's one guy on there he's 22 years old, and. We got talking about things from the olden days, a load of us around us, and we started talking to him about TV channels going off at night.
Yeah. You get that little.
We talked about VHS and Betamax, and he's like, "I've never even heard of these things." And we're like, wait a minute. You've never heard of a VHS? No. What's a VHS? Like, what the fuck? Where have you been? Oh, I'm 22.
Yeah.
I'm old enough to be his dad. I mean, that's how bad it is. But we started talking about, I don't know if you guys had this in America. So in the UK, we used to have this system called Video Plus. It was a very short code. It was like a 6, 7, or 8 digit number next to the listing in the TV guide. And you would go to your VHS player, enter that number, and it would know to when to record and when to stop recording.
No. Well, I barely remember that because it was always a struggle to, and I think I do remember that. It was very short-lived.
Oh, it was massively lived over here. No one could set a VHS player. No one could.
I remember trying to do it by the date and all that, and it never did it right.
Yeah, no one ever did it. So we had this thing called Video Plus, and it was like a 5-digit, 6-digit, 7-digit number that you put in the remote control and press it, and then what it would do is it would go and record 5 minutes before, and then 5 minutes after it would stop. And yeah, and he was like, "Are you fucking with me?" I'm like, "No, this is a real thing." He's like, "Never heard of that."
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. You know, it's funny. It's, you know, like Ebony says, you know, remember it going off at midnight and playing the national anthem. And
I do. I remember when UK had 4 TV channels as well.
Mm-hmm. I remember I was the remote. I was the remote. My dad would look at me and say, "Get up and change the channel." And so I'd go over there and change the channel, and then
come back and he'd smack you up back of the head. Not that one.
or he'd say, "You didn't fix the antenna," because you remember the little rabbit ears. You had the rabbit ears, and we'd have to. Each channel had its own direction, and you had a little dial.
Scene in Back to the Future where he's just been knocked over by his mum's dad's car, and he's in the house, and he's just been woken up, and then he comes downstairs to sit down at the TV, and that Nick Grayson show comes, and he goes, "Oh, I've seen this. This is a rerun." I'm like, "What's a rerun?" But before that, they were just adjusting the channel and getting the antenna just right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Dana said the same thing. She was the remote and the antenna. Like I said, I was, because I'll be honest, that there was nobody in our house that was very good at remembering this is channel 4 and this picked up channel 8. And we had do you remember we had the aluminum foil? Yeah. Aluminum. How do you say that?
Aluminum.
Aluminum. Oh, I thought it was
aluminium.
Aluminium. Yeah, the aluminium. They're just the right way to pick up those right channels. And yeah, that was good times. I remember that was such great times. And you know, the people over the chat that remember that, and the Christmas Story, I can watch that, or not Christmas Story. They were talking about A Wonderful Life, and every time the bell rings, there's an angel getting their wings. I can watch that about once every 3 or 4 years. Not something I have to see every year. A Christmas Story. What's A Christmas Carol? A Christmas Carol. I actually watched the one Scrooged. I'll watch that one.
The Bill Murray one or the original?
The Bill Murray one. I'll watch the Bill Murray one, and I'll watch that about every 4 years. So it's a Christmas movie, but it's something I don't have to watch every year. Whereas National Lampoons, I have to watch every year, and A Christmas Story, I have to watch. My kids complain every Christmas when we're opening presents. I turn it on, and they're like, "Why do you got to play this stupid movie?" I'm like, this movie's great. Watch him when he sticks his tongue on the pole. It sticks every time.
He's 3, and this is like, for us, it's the first Christmas where she's really aware of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been trying to sort of get her into a lot of the kids' movies that I used to watch when I was growing up, and all that sort of stuff. And I want to try and instill that in her. I want her to experience Christmas like I did, and you know, have a really good time. But she's 3 years old, and the little cow knows how to turn my TV to its smart functionality, bring up Plex, go to the kids menu, and start watching whatever she wants, which is really fucking annoying because she's 3 years old and she shouldn't know how to do that.
Yep. Yeah. It's only going to get worse. All right. So, hey, one of the people, my Christmas tree. Now, maybe it doesn't have as many ornaments. O'Neill already pointed out it doesn't have a lot of ornaments. I don't. It's a pretty big tree. So most of my ornaments, which I own, are like on the front side where people see. Normally, this is where people see, and it is a real tree. The smell of Christmas in my apartment is just overwhelming. It makes me feel like Christmas. You know, and I mean, it's the smell of the woods. And I got it through the Boy Scouts in our town. They sell them every year, and I feel like, you know, help them out because it's for a fundraiser, and it's a good tree. These trees will last. I mean, the needles aren't falling off of it. It'll last. I get it right at Thanksgiving. I put it up last week, and I'll take it down right after Christmas. So, yeah, the smell when I walk in my apartment. I mean, that pine green evergreen. Oh, it smells so good. It's like, yeah, it's Christmas. It's Christmas.
I'm there with my 6-foot-tall fake Christmas tree with fiber optics and tinsel and crap.
You know, all right.
I have no Christmas cheer this year at all because obviously last year I had that absolute shit time. If you remember when I spoke about it in our private group, I had that really bad time last year. But this year I have no Christmas cheer whatsoever.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
I'm just like meh, whatever.
All right, so I got a question. This is another poll question, all right, for our group, and so this is just going to be streaming matters. We're going to call
a proper question. Yeah.
So I got to. Yeah, if someone has actually streaming question, we will answer it. Until then,
we have a schedule to fill. We're gonna fill it. Unless you ask a question, we're talking shit.
So I know my ex wanted to have a themed tree. Some people do a themed tree, which means certain color bulbs, certain decorations, an exact look. Every year it's the same look. Maybe they change up the bulbs a little bit, but pretty much the same look, like a department store. That's their tree. That's how they're going to be. Every year, that's the way the tree's going to look. Me, on the other hand, all of my ornaments are, other than these little ones I got last year, all the big ones are from each year of my life. Like this one right here is 1976. That was my brother's ornament. This is my ornament. This is me. Probably 1972, 73. I made this in school. And so all of my ornaments are hodgepodge. Blue calls it a French tree because of my colorful lights and my hodgepodge of ornaments. So the question is so do you guys do a theme tree, or do you have like all of your ornaments are ornaments that you've gotten through the years, and that's the years? Because for me, I look at certain ornaments and I remember I have the year on it. So what do you guys do? A theme tree? Let's say theme tree would be a number one, or do you guys do like a unique tree where you have like personal ornaments? And we won't T2K say didn't have a tree. So which way do you guys do it? What about you, Mr. O'Neill?
I get told what my tree looks like. I don't even get to get involved. No, I mean our tree is like, you know, colorful lights. We've got a couple of ornaments that are specific just to the children. So we've got one where my daughter, it was her first birthday. I'm quite lucky that my kids were born just before Christmas. So both of them were born just before Christmas, so we were able to get like things to involve them at Christmas. So we have a couple of ornaments on there that are just for them, but the rest of it's just like random shit. You know, it's like, oh, that looks pretty, we'll put it here, and you know that's kind of it really. And there's loads of tinsel, there's loads of beads and baubles and lights and stuff. I mean, I remember like growing up in the 80s and my mum putting up like really sparkly sort of tinsel hanging from the ceiling, big sort of like sun-shaped like spinny ornaments from the roof, from the ceiling, and my stepdad going up and hanging massive lights all down the front of the house. And that stuff was cool, but here I put my foot down. I'm like, nope, we're not having any of that stuff. And I also moan about it not going up until 12 days before Christmas. But I usually get moaned at and I get called a Scrooge, so then it goes up.
Yeah. Well, it to me, every year, and my mom instilled this tradition early on when we were kids. Every single year, my brother got an ornament, I got an ornament every single year. So, and like some of mine, like I said, that's 1974, that's 1974. And so every year we got an ornament. And I did that when my kids, as soon as I'll say this, even with my ex, we had ornaments every year. We'd had ornaments together. Then the kids came along, we did an ornament. Everyone in the family got an ornament. And my rule was when I was at the house that when we decorated the tree, you could only put up your own ornament.
All right.
Only you can put up your ornaments. So you'd go through the box, and that was the thing. The kids, I put Christmas music on, and then the kids, you'd go through the box of ornaments, and they're like, oh, this is your ornament. You got to hang it up. And they're like, oh, I remember I got this. And, when I was 4, and it has a year, and the kids, we'd talk about it and laugh, put that up there. And then the kids, would, some of them like, oh man, I hated this ornament, but they still, it was their ornament and they'd put it on the tree. in the divorce, I got all my ornaments, but
like what we do, it's just like I'm at work, get a text message, tree's going up today. It's not Christmas.
So you don't have any. You don't have any.
Get home and then get pictures through and like, oh yeah, that looks nice. Wow. You know, it sounds like what you guys are doing is the proper TV or movie way of doing Christmas.
Well, and I mean, my ex-wife didn't do it that way. I mean, that wasn't the way that she was raised doing it, but that was the way I was raised doing it. And to me, it was, I don't know. I'm always wanting to create, because right now there's not many traditions that would pass on much now. I don't think. I wanted to do something that was something that my family did, that I'd pass it on to my kids, and I hope that they do it when they have kids, because especially now you're so disconnected. You know, kids are in their room doing their thing. You're in your room doing your thing. Everyone's so disconnected. Whereas at least with this, when we got together at Christmas, when we sat down, I put the Christmas music on, even if they hated it, and it would be music that they didn't like. I like it, so it didn't matter. And, you know, you're going through that box of ornaments, and you're like, hey, this one's yours. This one's yours. The only sad thing was
when
my ornaments were broke. Like, we have a lot of glass ones. Like some of these, I love the glass ones. I love the but after you go a bunch of years, though, that glass gets thinner and thinner. And it would be kind of sad when they would break. So yeah, I had those, and so yeah, I was kind of curious how many people do, you know, and do a real because I know my ex, for years she wanted to do a themed tree. Now she's doing a themed tree, you know. So I just wondered how many people. To me, I don't know. It's not Christmas if it doesn't mean something. I want to come in and look at the tree and look at an ugly ornament like this ugly little mug there. I want to look at that. It's tacky, yeah. It's corny. It's cheesy. But you know what? That's me. So you know, it's like that's me. Corny, tacky, a bit of a nerd.
Christmas trees for us don't cost anything because we've already bought it.
Yeah.
So we don't get natural ones, like, you know, real ones. It's messy. We just have like we'll refresh the tree every couple of years. We'll get a new one, but the one we've got now we've had it for about 4 or 5 years, and it still looks as good as it did the day we got it out of the box. And you know, it all gets meticulously packed away with bubble wrap and all that shite, and I have to get involved in taking it down, even though I didn't really want to put it up. But yeah. You know, and it all goes away neatly up in the loft, and yeah, I just get told what I'm doing and where I've got to be and whatever.
Yeah. See, I like Luella. She, you know, so true about traditions matter. See, she's, you know, close to that, you know, that kind of that tradition. And, you know, you got to pass that on, and because you're only here for a certain period of time, and you just hope that some of that stuff carries on. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, I had a bunch of cousins. We all lived in the same town, and I remember my grandmother's Christmas tree would have just all these weird ornaments. And I remember as a kid, all the cousins, we all got very similar ornaments that year. You know, so, hey, Dana, Merry Christmas. Talk to you later. Thanks for watching for a little bit. But yeah, it was fun to look at that stuff, and you know, you remember your family members. And, you know, Blue had asked me, because I've got ornaments that were my brother's, and he passed away a few years ago. And when my mom, and I ended up getting his ornaments because she had them. And when she passed away, I got all the ornaments, and I put up his ornaments and my mom's ornaments because, you know, I remember them. I remember those ornaments, and I want to put them up there. And I'm like, yeah, I remember, you know. And so it's good times. It's, you know, sometimes a little surreal, you know, and you kind of get a little misty, but, you know, it's all good.
So what are your plans for Christmas Day? Have you got people coming around? Are you going to people's houses?
Let's see. This year, I believe my kids are coming over Christmas Eve. So we'll do Christmas Eve. I don't know about Christmas Day.
So the future ex-Mrs. O'Neill is coming over, your daughter.
Yeah. I don't think you couldn't handle it.
That sounds like a fucking challenge.
I don't think you can handle it. She's a Spitfire.
Oh, I'm gonna make a spit.
Oh,
sorry, that's your daughter. I shouldn't say shit like that.
That's all right. Like I said, she's only probably about she's only about 5 foot, but I ain't worried. She handled her own. She's something else. But yeah, so they're gonna come over Christmas Eve. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'm prime rib maybe or something fancy. And then Christmas Day, no idea. No idea. I play it by ear. I think I'm thinking I'm gonna be off Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I'll work the day after Christmas. So we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. It's all good. And what about you, bud? Now that you got a real little one,
I have
a fresh baby.
Fresh baby, smells nice. Got that new car smell.
Yeah.
We're staying at home this year. Usually we sort of go mother-in-law's or brother-in-law's house. Brother-in-law has moved into his new house this year, and it's their first house. So he's working Christmas Day. Actually, he's working Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day. So he drives and collects the milk from the farms in his big tanker truck. Yeah,
big
tanker truck.
Big
So he's working Christmas Day. So we have said that we're staying home Christmas Day. Mother-in-law is going to come round, so there's going to be me, wife, 2 kids, and mother-in-law, and we're just going to have a day to ourselves, which is nice because then I can have a drink. I don't have to worry about driving anywhere. I can kind of just sort of chill out and stuff. But I'm working up until Christmas Eve. So yeah, Christmas Eve at work is just going to be a party. I think we're going to be there till about 12 and then just kind of just fuck off or whatever. But I'm going out the Sunday before Christmas. I'm going to watch a couple of bands play uptown. Went to see a metal band on Wednesday called King 810. King 810, and they're from Flint, Michigan. And
I used to live in Michigan near Flint.
Yeah, so this band's from Flint, and they came over. They played in our local venue, the Sugar Mill, and there was a band that supported them last minute because the other band sort of hurt themselves, so they supported. And I got talking to the lead singer, and he's invited me and my friends up to watch them play on Sunday. So the Sunday before Christmas, we're going to go there, work on the Christmas Eve, come home early. I don't want to be around Manchester on Christmas Eve. It's going to be horrible. And then Christmas Day at home. Christmas night, I think we're going over to brother-in-law's for a couple of hours. Boxing Day, I haven't got a clue. Probably just stay at home. I might even get lucky, get laid, maybe have a blowjob. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. It's not your birthday. Come on.
No, but it's Christmas. It is Christmas.
Hey, you get to pick, right? You get to pick. Which
yeah.
day? You want your birthday or Christmas?
So I just think we're just going to
Smithy, it is Christmas, but you've not got my address yet.
Why are you coming round and giving me a blowjob?
No, you're coming to mine.
I'm not traveling now.
You're the busy one. You're traveling here, there, and everywhere. You might as well come round to mine.
I think you guys should just 69 it and just help each other out. Help each other out.
I'll take a shot at that 20 quid. No, I won't. That's gay.
Hey.
So no, I think we're just going to chill and have fun. And I think it's like, as I say, my daughter's 3 and she kind of understands a little bit more. She's very smart for a 3-year-old. So it's going to be good for us. She's going to really sort of enjoy herself, and we're going to have such a great Christmas. We've not spoilt her with presents. We've bought her a very small handful, but things that we can all have fun with. So we've bought a couple of board games and puzzles and coloring pens and Play-Doh and stuff, and really just sort of get involved and have a good day at Christmas. And I'm really looking forward to that.
That's
just
good.
Do not buy Lego. Do not buy her Lego because she's too young to build it, and you will get frustrated building Lego nowadays.
I used to love Lego as a kid, though.
Yeah, you get
storage boxes full of Lego, and I could make all sorts of random shit. I remember making shotguns with Lego.
Yeah.
You were able to make Lego Technic had those black rods that were like cross shape all the way down, and they used to have smaller versions of them as well. And you could build a gun with Lego Technic and Lego, and use like elastic bands, and you could hook them in, and then just push this little pin up, and this little grey connecting pin will just go firing. And I used to shoot the cat all the time with that stuff.
Yeah, that's what's happened to the world. You were allowed to build guns out of Legos. Well, you know, that's it. The only thing about Legos, and I remember when my kids had Legos, I hated them because of stepping on them damn things. Step on them things in the middle of the night. I mean, you might as well stick a nail through your foot sometimes. If
it's like stepping on a 3-pin plug. Americans don't have that problem because your plugs are 2-pin, right? But English plugs are 3-pin. So we've got like earth, neutral, and ground. Earth, neutral, and live. And
one's longer than the other two.
Yeah, one's longer than the other, and the back is always flat, so the cable comes out at the bottom, and basically, so the plug always falls with the pins facing up. And it fucking hurts.
Yeah. So what about you, Ebony? What you gonna do for Christmas?
I'm gonna have a quiet one. Christmas Day, I'll just be at home with me, the wife, and her 2 children. That's quite one. Boxing Day, I'm not too sure what's happening. So I just had like a bereavement recently. My father-in-law died.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
We can't. The funeral's not until next year now because they're so busy.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like a bit of a
horrible. That's like no closure whatsoever.
Yeah, I was hoping it would happen before Christmas, so you can have that, get it out of the way, have a little pick me up sort of thing. But you got to sort of like get through Christmas now.
Oh, damn! I'm sorry to hear that.
Make it enjoyable for the little ones and that. But then you got start of a new year, straight to a funeral. So that's life.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
You know, we're all getting older now, so.
Speak for yourself. I'm Benjamin Button.
I know that's me because I'm a vampire. Look at that young looking face.
Yeah, cool.
Young Tony Stark.
Yeah, Tony Stark.
Sorry, Sony Tark.
So let's see. We got so Ebony, you put a tree up?
Yeah, we put ours up yesterday actually.
12 days.
So same as Smithy's, it's artificial because we don't want the pine needles all over the carpet because it just kills your Dyson.
Well, no, you just have to clean it. You gotta take it apart.
Oh, you see, now I got a shark.
Mine's one of those twirly ones, but you gotta take. It's got the little vacuum, like the swirl up in it.
Typical man thing is just a vacuum. It works.
But you just have to go and take it apart after the holidays over because yes, those pine needles gather up inside there. Yeah, I still only have I don't have that many needles on the floor.
To be honest, the artificial needles are a pain in the ass as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Especially on what type of like carpet laying you got, because some like got like little like hook eyes in your carpet, and they just get right under them, guaranteed.
Yeah, well, I guarantee yours doesn't smell as good as mine does.
No, it probably doesn't. But that's okay because I've got a 3-month-old baby that likes to shit everywhere. So it doesn't matter if yours smells nice. Mine smells like shit.
Oh, hey, I will say this. Sorry, this is again way off focus, self focus over here. This is way off topic. Our second kid. No, our first kid, we did cloth diapers, and we did the washing them.
Fuck that.
That's what I grew up in them. You must have done too, O'Neill.
No. I was nappies. Well, actually, do you know what? I don't know.
Well, but I mean, it's different if your mama's doing it, but if you got to do it, I'm gonna tell you, it's a rough one to have to keep up with that.
I was born in '81, so I don't know what was out then.
I had the old-fashioned nappies with the big safety pin through the front. Seriously, that little Tommy from Rugrats. Yeah, that was me.
Well, hey, I'll tell you when the One Plus that we had on when I think it was my daughter, I think it was my first one when we did the cloth diapers. It had it was like a you put you put the cloth diaper inside this wrap, and you would fold it. You could fold it. It was like 3 panels. You could fold it, and then it went inside this wrap that you would wrap around the kid. So you didn't need the safety pins. It had like Velcro, like disposable did. And the only thing though, I mean, if you didn't do laundry every day, or you even if you use some bleach or just something in the barrel, the second day, I mean, Lord help you if you let it go too long. I mean, because we had it like in a sealed container, and but yeah, we did that on the first one. We did that on the first one. We had a lot of energy. The second one, it was all disposable. I didn't know. I wasn't. We weren't going down that road again.
So when I was a kid, right, the main nappy skin was like that white. It was a square. You had to fold it into a triangle. You had to fold it over to make a triangle.
Mm.
Legs baby on it, like arse in with a long bit of triangle at the top. Then you put a line on
triangle that come through your legs.
Almost, almost, you put like a dry wet wipe as such.
Yeah.
Inside it to absorb. Yeah. Then you've done it up, stuck a safety pin in it, put it in the oven, 50 minutes, preheated, salted.
Back in those days, I used to have to walk 3 foot outside in the cold and snow and rain and wind to have a shit.
So Diane's telling me don't be leaving bleach in those things, but I'm like I said, we used to didn't put a lot of bleach. I remember it was like a big barrel. We had like this white tub, and I remember we used to put a little bit of bleach, and then you'd wash them. I think we used to have to wash them twice, though.
Yeah, but back then bleach probably had asbestos and all sorts of crap in there.
You know, bleach. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and that's why they made that little cream that you put on their butt. So
that is so true to saying, because all the old people now that are still alive,
I used to walk 10 miles a day and smoke 40 cigarettes and drink whiskey every day, and I'm 105.
And then you went to work.
Yeah, then you went to work.
Tough as nails, boy. What's happening to the young generation?
Back in my day, we weren't playing with computer games. We were chasing ass and legging pussy.
I don't know about that.
Why not? My grandpa was a player. He used to play all the time.
Hey, I do remember.
When you was a kid, though, same as for Todd, your mum would be cooking like homemade meals from scratch every day, probably.
Every day.
Pretty much, yeah. If you went out to dinner, it was pretty special.
The only time it would be like
since your mum dropped off to school, she went home. She started preparing the evening meal.
Yeah. Straight away. I remember like going home, and as soon as you walk through the door, it's like you can tell the house has been cooked in all day. It's just like, what's that, Mum? What are we having for dinner? And be like, roast chicken or shepherd's pie or
cabbage every night.
Mr. Brain's faggots.
Yes, I love them.
Oh, I see. I can't stand them because I know what they are. I'm like, no,
not many people can.
I used to love them as a kid, but then I learned to read and worked out what veal was.
Yeah, don't look what's in it. Don't look at the ingredients. Todd would love them, being a butcher.
Oh yeah, it's all the heart, the lung, and stomach and crap. Yeah.
In a nice gloopy gravy, it's absolutely gorgeous with a bit of mashed potato,
peas. Oh, that was a meal and a half. That.
But when we talk about, sometimes they talk about, I remember the mom staying home and this and that. But that was, I actually had a friend that posted this on Facebook that just a few weeks back that was a time where you actually could have one person working and.
Oh yeah,
you had a house
for £3,000, and a house would cost you £10,000.
I mean, but you look at now. I mean. Most families, both people have to be working.
This is where I was going with the conversation, and we're saying about you lived older back then. People are dying younger now because of lifestyle. Because both parents now have to work if you've got a family.
Yeah.
So you cannot have a mother dropping the kids off, starting a meal from scratch, going to the greengrocers, going to the butchers, buying fresh produce. Everything now is bought fast. It's frozen.
Yeah.
It's got preservatives in it.
But I mean, if you how in the local place, like to where you live, right? How far would you have to go to a butcher's and a greengrocer's and a baker's in the same place?
My store has it all.
The nearest butcher's to me is the abattoir, which is in the middle of the countryside, and I live quite close to the countryside, so I'm going to have to drive 15 minutes to there. To then go to the baker's, I've got to go into another town, and then if I want the greengrocers, I've got to go to yet another town.
All right, so don't you have grocery stores that have?
I'm not saying I'm saying about people buying frozen stuff.
Yeah,
you can go to Morrison's Asda. You can go to their butcher counter and buy fresh meat. You can go to the bakery counter and buy fresh bread.
Yeah, but
people live out. So people live out their freezer now for ease.
Yeah.
Because I always worry about best before dates. Well, how do they come up with a best before date, right? What things go off? Yeah, right, I get that, but you don't know how long things have been sat there on the shelves at your local supermarket. Whereas if you go to your butcher's, you know how long it's been there. You know that it's fresh.
I get that, yeah. They could label anything up how they want, couldn't they? Yeah, I understand that.
I know that my butchers, if I go to the abattoir, so I don't go to a butcher's, I go to the abattoir and then go to the butcher's counter there, I know that top side or silver side or fillet or whatever has just come off a cow that's just been killed 20 minutes ago. Because I can hear the fucker screaming out the back.
It's still mooing.
Yeah. You can go there at I think there's a certain time in the day you can go there and you can see them all being rounded in, and then the next minute, oh look, the counter's full.
Well, we don't kill. I know at my place, we don't kill the cow there at the place. But everything comes in, for the most part, all of our fresh meat comes in. It's not preserved. They're vacuum sealed. Then you open them up, and then you have beef. We have 5 days from the day you cut it to sell it. Yeah. And actually, I prefer the meat on the farther end of the 5 days. I have no problem eating beef 7 days from the day it was cut. It actually has a little bit better flavor.
Beef ages is one of those things.
I like it. I like it that way. Chicken, not so much.
7 days pass, you go, nah, maybe not.
It's like I eat a doner kebab, right? Then I feel guilty because of the way.
Have you ever left a doner kebab and gone to it in the morning and just looked at it? It looks like a candle's dripped all over it.
It's like your first date, isn't it? You fuck it. The next morning you go down. It's just, I think that because it's halal, and there's no difference. It's the same meat, but it's the way it's been killed, and it just gets in my mind, and I think, oh shit.
Yeah, but you're right about all the frozen and preserved. I mean, honestly, I don't eat as good as I used to, when I'm single. Most of the time, do I want to go through and fix a big meal? No, I don't want to fix a big meal.
I'm the same. Everyone, we all live out the freezer.
Yep. Freezer or packaged or.
Unless you purposely stop, you think this is my meal tonight, you go and buy it. But if you're not planning the meal, you just grab whatever you got. And you go,
yeah. I'm not at home this weekend, but if I was at home this weekend, I know that my meals tomorrow would be fresh. I'd go and buy the meat because it'd be so. Saturdays and Sundays so Sunday's traditional not a traditional Sunday dinner, but it's a fresh Sunday dinner. So it's Sunday's either chicken or beef, and I'll go buy it that day from the abattoir. And then Saturdays is usually my fake away day. So we, instead of going to have a takeaway, we'll actually make a takeaway. So it'll either be a burger or a kebab, or we'll just have a pizza or something make a pizza or something like that. But just for efficiency, if we're tired, we'll just get stuff.
exactly. That's what I say. When you're both working, like you got children, you got another one on the way, you've not got time to like sit and prepare a meal. Otherwise, you're gonna be eating like fucking midnight every night.
Yeah, and then that's not good for you because going to bed, you know, and then laying in bed, the food's sitting on you. Next thing you do, you're getting fat.
Yep.
I am already fat.
Well, then don't be eating so late. Maybe you need to eat at 5 o'clock. Hey,
that's why you are.
I think we.
That's why you are Smithy.
No, that's not why I'm called Smithy.
Hey, I want to know. I want to ask Diane. Diane Bean says here in North Carolina, I guess North Carolina because it's NC, you can still get a cow butchered. And yeah, I know there is places that butcher cows. So where does she live? She got to post to me because since I live in North Carolina, where does she live in North Carolina? And hey, I got to meet Hemi and Kim Possible last week.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hemi. What's it? Hemi FLM.
FLHT.
Yeah, there you go. And Kim Possible. Got to meet them, have lunch. Blue and all.
She's a character. She's a character.
Yeah, we had a really good time, and she was at lunch, so we weren't able to hang out for the long time. But we I guess a little over an hour we had lunch and next to her work, and Hemi was funny. He was a funny guy, and we just had a good time. It was great to meet people, and I had said that to Blue. You know, I like meeting people that I know online. You know, when I've went to Canada and seen my friends up there, and I love to meet people that you talk to on a regular, and to put a face to the chat, it just is so much better. And I enjoyed it. There's numerous people that are still in North Carolina that I'm hoping to that I meet. And look, see, Diane says she's in Youngsville. If I'm not mistaken, that's over near. Is that towards the middle of the state, towards Winston-Salem-ish, or somewhere down there? But there was another. There was a couple others that were North Carolina, and then there was Chris. Shoot, I'm in the name. It's not Christy.
Crystal.
Kemp.
Close enough.
Christy Kemp. What was her? She had they had a
donut.
Huh?
Krispy Kreme's a donut.
No. That's Krispy Kreme, which I just had some of them the other day.
Right, we've got a proper question. Best place to watch streamed movies. That's a proper question.
All right, wait. Best place to watch streamed movies.
Netflix.
Next. Yeah, Netflix is yes, Netflix is the best. No problems with there.
I've never used it. Never ever used it.
I remember when Netflix was a
You
I mean, we
ordered
had it in the UK, but it was a DVD mail order system.
Yeah, you mail, and depending on your membership, that told you how many you could have out because the minimum was 3. And you could, and that was 3 out, so you could be mailing them back, and they still counted as out until it got back to them.
So Amazon Prime, Ebony, used to be here in the UK used to be Love Film, and then Amazon bought it.
Yeah. I've heard of that one.
Love Film was the same thing. It was a mail order system.
Okay, right, okay.
Which was.
So that's Plex. I see Blammo mentioned Plex. I've been using Plex. I know that O'Neill used Plex.
Yeah.
Ebony, do you use a Plex?
Briefly, but I've gone off it. I don't really watch. I don't watch TV enough to warrant using it.
Yeah, I mean, I have numerous friends. I know that Blue has it. And I've been able to. People let me have I'm able to get on their servers, and most of them have a. Pay for a seat box, and it is nice. It works really good. I mean, you don't have the variety that you would have off of another add-on, but it does a really good job. Hey, Lula, where in Washington are you from? Because there was another place. See, look at you brought up Kent, or not Kent. Kent, Washington is where I used to live, but you brought up Flint, which was, I guess, about 40 or 50 miles from where I was born in Michigan. So that was funny that when you said Flint, they're from Flint, Michigan.
Mud town, isn't it?
It's got bad water issues.
Yeah, there's issues with the water, isn't there?
What's funny? All right, so this is kind of ironic, and probably people don't know about it. So outside of Flint is the water is pumped for bottling by Nestle, Coca-Cola and Nestle.
Yeah.
They bottle that in its Deer Park, I think. But they bottle that water and they sell it all around the country, and it's like some of the purest water. But inside Flint, inside the town of Flint, which isn't far from where Coca-Cola is pulling this fresh spring water, they have tainted water or water that's no good.
Why they complain at Nestle and Coca-Cola to get rid of their plants so that they can get water again.
Yes, but and they're paying this like pennies for thousands and thousands of gallons for the water that they're pumping out of Michigan to send all over the place. So
there was so go back to Plex, because T2K just sort of said I use Plex but can't use it for add-ons. So there was a plugin that was for Zunity that I think Mikey made, Mikey1234. He made
Metal Kettle did it too.
Metal Kettle did as well. Yeah, they made a pie for those add-ons that would allow you to stream from public and found Plex servers. I think it's changed now, but if you buy a seed box and you've got Plex all on there and you use Plex to watch all your stuff, you can actually use the videos that you've downloaded in your Kodi add-on. You've just got to reference it via the web server. Most seed boxes allow you to install Nginx or File Explorer or something to expose the video files. So you can use a seed box, download all your video files, and then reference them in your add-on if you want to. That's not difficult to do. You just need to get the files visible. So you just install Nginx, Apache, or File Explorer, and then you just reference the seedbox URL / folder name in your add-on, and suddenly there's all your files.
See, there you go. There you go.
Boom.
T2 fix it. Hey, Ebony, since you're with One Nation, what you saw Lula asking about what's a good option for a build that has kids stuff, but not having the without the adult.
Okay, Maxed Merc has got a Mario build and a Incredibles build, which is totally just built around the Deceit add-on. It's probably about 67, 70 meg. Oh. It's literally just all kid stuff, educational stuff, autistic learning, blah, blah, blah.
Does it still have, does it have your basic add-ons too, so you could still be able to watch regular movies and TV shows? I would assume.
Everything that the Deceit has got. So you got Taz Kid.
Oh, Deceit. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there's still all that, still occlusion stuff included. But there's no adult theme stuff within the build. It's totally aimed at kids.
How is One Nation doing these days? Are you guys still growing? You got more people joining you, or?
We've had one of our admins has just literally 2 days ago released his first build. He's been like an admin with us for about seven years now. He's always breaking stuff, but he's created a build quite similar to Mega Minds because he's a great fan of Mega. So it's along them sort of lines, and it looks really crisp and clean.
Yeah. How many guys have you got in the group these days? Because you're one of the longest running groups that are out there at the moment.
Facebook, we got 32,500.
Fucking hell.
On the main one, then we got a backup one for about 3,000 or 4,000. Telegram, over 1,000. Twitter, over 1,000.
How many people are actively part of One Nation, though? So, like, how many people are admin? How many people actually release builds or add-ons under the One Nation brand?
All right. There's me, Nebula, Cobalt, Irusis, where he's called now. I can't pronounce his new one. So that's 4. 5 of the main boys are releasing builds. One's just pulled his builds, so he can. Collusion's pulled his, so he can work on the add-on side of the Deceit. It's going to be.
Or?
It's just getting a bit too much for him, like juggling work, family life.
Yeah.
And it gets to you start to lose some of that fun. I mean, being a builder when I was doing that stuff, it was fun, and I remember at one point I had 7 builds. Then it gets to be, it's like, oh my god, you updating and people changing their add-ons, so you have to edit your build.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same way. Like when I first started, it's like a buzz, it's like a rush, and a new add-on would come out 3 days after updated. I think I've got to update it again. I've got to be there with the top boys. Got to be there. But now I go like a month. Again, like you say, like a repo goes down, changes. It's like then you get all the comments on social media saying your build doesn't work, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
puts you on a bit of a downer then.
Well, and it's to me, and that was some of the reasons.
It's like Blamo says, welcome to online streaming.
Yeah, you're right, and because you're never going to make everyone satisfied. And exactly. Like I said, I've said it numerous times. I've backed my build off to where it's very little. I think my latest update I have, I only install it. It has 5 add-ons. If you count the 2 the Brit add-ons, it's 7, which are not even installed.
Yeah,
you click it if you want to install them, but they're there as shortcuts.
I do the same.
You know what? I make it. I didn't have to update my build for 6 months because there were so few things in it, which to me is better because less stuff to break. And to be honest, how many add-ons do you truly use? Most likely you're going to use 1 add-on, maybe 2. And
you have your go-to add-ons.
Yep.
If I can't find it there, I'll try it there. If I can't find it there, I'll give up.
Yeah, and so
use exclusively. I used to use Xunity all the time. Mm-hmm. That was my go-to thing. Was like back in the proper day. It was like it was Mashup, Go TV, Go Movies, or Xunity, and that's it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I see these people and they have all these builds, and then it cracks me up. And I used to do it in the sub menus. I would, make a path to this playlist and do a path to this playlist and path. So, it was the user. All he had to do was click that one, and boom, here comes, Blues Place. So you clicked on this one, and that's Valhalla's list. And you click this, and it was all, just so simple. But the problem is, they change the add-on. If they change some add-ons, boom, that link dead. You got to go back and fix it. And it just, to be honest, I'm like, you know what? If someone can't click on an add-on and then click movies to find what movie they need to do, if I've got to click and make it directly to movies, then obviously this is too much for them. They can't. It's like
we've also all 3 of us have said that people have got busier, including us.
Yeah.
So we have to also remember that the people that are using Kodi are also busier as well. They've also got kids, 2 jobs or families or whatever, and they just don't have the time to sit there like we can or instinctively know to do X, Y, and Z to make the build work. They're the same. They don't have the time to sit there and, read a guide or whatever. They just want it working straight away, which is, it's their right. They can do that if they want, but it's also quite selfish because then they're putting the demands on the builder to sort of update. I mean, T2K has said that they update within 24 hours. That's an insane amount of work. I will update my build. I haven't even. Do you know what? I haven't even updated my build in the last 8-9 months. I haven't even put Kodi on in 9 months.
Yeah.
You still got Wookiee playing.
Do you know what? Hand on heart, I never had Wookiee. I always had my own stuff. Since 11, I've always had my own stuff, and when I had Android TV boxes, I had my own build then, and when I owned that company, we had our own build, we had our own APK before ADmatic came out. We had our own APK that we wrote that would install updates and stuff like that. But I used to update that all the time. I used to be constantly running updates on that. And then when I closed the business down, I kept the tool, gave it to my friends. I haven't updated anything on that in months. I can go and have a look at my S3 bucket now, and it'll tell you like when my XML was last updated. It's just I still have all my original builds though. I kept all my builds.
I've still got Wookiee Retro running.
Yeah.
On one box. I just maintain it and keep it running. I love it.
I haven't got time to watch TV, let alone update the telly. I just use Plex.
I'm exactly the same. I will watch football if it's on once a week. That's the only thing I'll watch. TV shows, movies.
When I'm travelling to work, because I get on the train to work, so I've got a 50-minute journey on the train. I'll watch like a TV series, or I'll do some like listening to some podcasts, or I'll do some of my certification training and just like listen to the videos and stuff.
Yeah.
When like I want to spend time with my family and then have something to eat, and I'm in bed again.
Yeah.
Hey, Ebony, type in there the URL for you guys. Type that in the chat, and I'll click to allow it. And what you said, the one was Mario, and what did you say the other build was?
Incredibles.
Incredibles. So like both of them are like those cartoon. The
Pixar. Yeah.
So yeah, and you guys have a lot of builds in your wizard, if I'm not mistaken, because didn't you guys join up with One Nation? I mean, Cody One. Because didn't you guys do a joint project at one point, like all of you, all the builds together?
No, Collusion added his add-on to Death Star, which was Essential, which is only one know it is. It's the BBC one.
Yeah, it's the music. It's the EDM music
from 1983 till present. Every single one.
Yeah, I remember him doing that because that was pretty cool. I've actually listened to that.
Proper music as well. Well, I mean, I said
that's the only thing got added to that. But
okay. Well, I didn't know because I was thinking I had seen something at one point where it was maybe it's when I remember Cody One at one point. They joined some builds. Maybe it was with Ezerman and.
Yes, they took Emmy's TV from Ezerman.
Yeah, Ezerman, and there was like 3 big groups joined together for their wizard. So again,
we was offered the chance to join them at the time, but we was just like up and coming.
Yeah,
and we said, thank you for the offer, but at the moment as it stands, we want to try and do this on our own.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. And to be honest, I think
still talk to the guys.
Don't put everything in all one basket. Keep different groups is better. To me, it is harder for the end user maybe to find all that stuff. But I think we group everybody together. It's an easier target.
The majority of our team are ex-Wookiee.
Right. So if you type, I don't know if you want to do because
One Nation dot in. That's all you got to type.
One Nation.
OneNation.info.
OneNation.info. You got that, Lula? You can do a search for that. And if you use your PC, you actually can get the repo. A lot of times I'll download the repo for my PC and then I'll put it in my Kodi build, or I'll send it to my.
That will give you the options for the repos, the APKs, the add-ons. It's all in one list.
Yeah.
You got portals, APKs with or without the portal. So if you want like it blank, so you can run it alongside your own Kodi as well.
Which I did that on my Shield. I actually downloaded to test some things. So you can install a separate APK.
Yeah, or you got the choice of with the portal, so it will load up and give you the build menu straight away.
Yep. Yeah, I like the option with people when somebody says, well, I want to try a bunch of builds. If you're on a PC, that's easy, portables. But if you're on an Android device, pretty simple to download an APK. Like you said, some have the wizards built in, some will have them not. And then install whatever wizard you want, install it, and then try it and test it before you. I always say that do that before you put it on the family build. You know, because when I lived at the house, I had the one setup that was for the whole family, and then I'd have my test, which I had separate boxes at that time, and because when when the wife wanted to watch her TV show or her movie. She didn't want some crazy build that she never couldn't figure it out. You know, so that's a great way of doing it, just separate APK. So yeah, Lula, check that out. OneNation.info.
It's all in there. It's pretty straightforward to follow. So
yeah,
can't go wrong.
Yeah, AP. Yeah, I've seen some stuff that they had on that. Like I said, put it on there.
Young release APK as well now. We know it's quite stable. Over number 2.
So I was looking to see if anybody else had any real questions. I ain't seen any real questions. So we got all that. So I'm gonna wrap this up. We've been almost 2 hours and just kind of BSing, just shooting the shit. And
yeah,
I wanted to show off my shirt so that my coworker would see that I had the shirt he gave me on live show.
You just wanted to prove that you were alive because there was a GoFundMe page being set up.
Dabs is missing. Yeah. Well, sometimes I just get this time of year for me, with my line of work. It's you get to this time of year is just so much work, and if you work, well, everyone knows when you work 10 or 12 hours a day, and you come home and, like I said, eat dinner and get some stuff, and you're thinking about what you need, what you have to do. Do you want to sit down at a computer and knock out some videos? Or do you want to sit down and do? It's like no. I just want to watch some TV, watch some sports, and then go to day in bed.
If I work 10 to 12 hours a day, I'll be looking for another job.
Oh, wow. It's a good thing you're not a butcher.
8 hours is enough for me.
Yeah.
I can do some days. I can do a whole day. Just depends what's going on.
Yeah. Well, I took some time off last week, and I'll tell you, when I got back to work, the first day was a 13-hour day, and the second day was a 10.5-hour day, then a 9-hour day, then a 9-hour day. Yeah, and then like today I'm off, and I was just like, oh. I was supposed to do some videos. I was going to do my build video, my wizard video, and then those 2 add-ons that I was going to do, and I was just like, oh, I'm so tired. I can't, my brain, because I updated my build, and then I started screwing. You know, you get old and I get squirrel. I start working on a little project, and I started poking around with these a new skin. So I was messing around with that, and next thing you know, there went 2 hours me trying to figure the skin out, because it was a skin I'd never used, and so it was completely new. And then I liked it, so that's going to be my 18 skin. I just gotta go around. I need to sit down and wipe it, because I'll wipe it again, because I installed 3 different skins to find that one. And you know, it installs all those dependencies. And on the other skins that I'm not going to use, so I'm going to wipe it, just install the skin I need, so I don't have no built things that I don't know.
I did it. I install different skins and start playing about. But I get so far, then I get stuck.
Yeah.
Mainly like background paths and that. I'm coming back to Silvo.
Hey, hold on a second. Lula. All right. So if you have the shield and you want to put that, if you want to have, she said that she's need to figure out how to get that on there. I mean, it's that. Yeah. All right. Hold on a second. I'll go ahead and, I mean, all you got to do is open up. You can
open up your Chrome browser, or Google browser.
Well, if she's doing it on her shield, you just go through the file. You just go through the file manager.
All that, yeah.
And hold on a second. So it's because it's onenation.info. I'm gonna show. Hold on a second, Lula, because we actually got a real question.
Share your screen. Do it live.
Hold on here. We're gonna go live. Going live. We're going deep here. Going deep here. That's what I say all the time. Okay. It doesn't get said enough. But all right, so
right, I'm gonna shoot off anyway, because I've got to be up for London in 5 hours.
Yes, sir. Hey, O'Neill, thanks for coming on, bud. It was nice to chat with you, bud.
Cheers, Smithy.
No worries, man. Take it easy.
All right.
Hello, mate.
Take care. All right. So you see my screen there, Ebony?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to go down to system. Now yours is going to look a little different, however yours looks, but we want to go to the file manager. And I'll do this. I'm going to go through let's go through. If I go through system, this is going to look like it's supposed to you. Well, maybe not. Let's see. Where is the? Well, I'm gonna go to the file manager. Find your file manager. Depends on the skin. They're gonna look different ways. So you're gonna add a source. We're gonna go here, and I copied that what he had in there. So it's gonna be http://onenation.info. All right. We're gonna hit done. We're gonna hit. I'm just gonna call this One Nation. You can call this whatever you want because this part. The name doesn't really matter. So I have that name. This is what matters. You have to have that the correct way, but this is just what you're going to read. And actually, what I normally do, just to be, I usually put a couple dots because I like it to be at the top of my list. I hit OK. As you see, it's up at the top of my list. I'm going to back up, and I'm going to go to my add-on browser. I think I can go this way with that. Hold on a second. If I go to System, then System again.
Add-ons and stuff.
Oh, well, let me, yeah, I'm going to go, because see, the different skins do it a different way. So I just go to my browser, goes here. I'm going to install from a zip. You see One Nation is right there at the top. I'm going to hit it. Here we go with the APKs. We got the portal. If you want to install the APKs, you would go in here. And now since I'm on a PC, you're not going to see them because a PC can't see them. But you're going to see the options for your wizards here. It's going to have, what did you say, a 17, an 18 with the wizard, without the wizard?
Yeah, both of them. Plus you got ones for the 4.42 Android devices. There's
which you will not use on the Shield. The Shield's going to use the 17.6.
So for old like MXQ boxes, devices. Suitable.
So that's why you don't see it on this, but you'll go here, go to the APKs, and that's how you're going to install it. And it's going to install it as a separate Kodi. It won't be part of your regular Kodi. If you install it as a wizard, that's how you can do it, Lua. This is the way you can actually. Well, actually, if you go through and just install the repo, let's do that. Let me go that way. I'm going to just install the repo. You see the repo came up. Now I'm going to go to install from repository. This is if you want to just overwrite your Kodi that you already have. Oh, there you go. If you want to overwrite the Kodi that you have, I'm going to go to programs, and this is, you're going to see the portal. That's their wizard.
Yep.
And this is, if you install it this way, the Kodi version that you have, it's going to overwrite. If you install the APK, it's like it's a standalone. So you would have Kodi, and then you'd have the One Nation Kodi version. So that's simple as that. Then you'll have, and like I said, I'm not going to install it because it's going to mess up. This is one of my builds I was messing with. So simple as that. Simple.
It is 6 or 7 clicks. Like I never use File Manager. I always go through. I download the links all the time.
Yeah.
In my download folder, so I do externally.
Yeah. And that works for me because I download them. I actually have all of them on my computer, and then I can push the repo or whatever. But for her, that'd be the easiest way to do it.
Main reason for me is because I build on my phone. I don't have a PC, so I build. Start to scratch, backgrounds, everything.
Wow, myself. That's a lot of work.
It sounds like a lot of work, but it's quite straightforward.
Yeah. Hey, I see Fire TV Guru. What's up? I actually sent him a message a little while back ago. He hadn't been on Telegram in a while, so hey, bud, nice to see you. I see you've been taking a little time off.
He's a good guy.
What the hell? If you install Phoenix on your PC.
Phoenix?
Huh? What's the enforcer talking about?
Phoenix?
Oh, Phoenix. I can install it on my PC. It's an Android emulator. Kind of like Nox. Yeah, that's a way. But for more times than not, I have had Android emulators. I actually even have on my old computer. I actually have a video capture card that I used to do videos. hook up my Android device, and I could share my screen easily that way. But this is just for showing Lula. So hopefully she's able, or Luella. Hopefully she goes through and can see that. Check that out. They've got plenty of builds and find one.
Sure, do you want our Facebook group or do you want our Telegram? It's easy to search.
Yeah.
One Nation Support on Facebook. I think it's the same on Telegram, One Nation Support, or I can send you a link if you drop me a message.
Yeah, check it out. So Fire TV Guru says, what's everyone's thought on adding the minimize feature to Kodi 18? You know, let me look. Minimize. I didn't even look to see that because I kind of like because see, I always do it in windowed version when I'm messing around with my computer. So I have Are
you building on 18 now, Todd?
Yeah, I'm gonna make one. I actually had made 2 already, and then I never released them. I made them, got them set up, and then backed out and never released it.
Your service will get fried on December 25th.
Yeah. Well, they're close. They're getting close to releasing.
Xbox users are killing Kodi 18.
Yeah.
And more kids are getting Xboxes on Christmas Day. Let's get Kodi. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, since I haven't had 18 yet, I'll be all right. Let me look at.
We've noticed it in stats. 18 against 17.6. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. You can look at your server stats and see what they're pulling.
We've seen they're getting fried.
You're having a big uptick on 18.
I pulled my build off. I said, right, I'll pull my 18 build off.
Really?
For that reason, I said, yeah. And someone else did. He said, I'll take mine off.
So I'm looking on this skin here. I'm looking for where would I find the minimize feature? Just poking around. I don't see it.
What, to like reduce the screen size?
I guess. I mean, I know it has where you can do it windowed and stuff like that. But I don't think that's what Fire TV is talking about.
Is there no interface menu setting?
They do have interface. Skin. Down
where it says, is it something like Zoom or something?
I see Zoom is the only thing that I see in the.
Yeah, is it is it the picture not fitting the screen properly?
It fits perfect on mine, but I'm just wondering what he was talking about. With
if it's here, reduce where it says Zoom, take it down to about 94. I think it's set at 98 or 100. I think.
Well, yeah, that just makes the screen. That just makes the screen bigger or smaller to fit your monitor. But I was thinking he was meaning like you could minimize it. But I'm not sure. Let's
just talk about a movie with like black bars top and bottom. You can't do nothing about that. That's the way it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Fire TV's talking about on that. Yeah, I just know that Release Client 2 didn't work very well with my computer. It did not like it at all when I tried to.
Loads of comments about RC2.
Oh, so he's saying when you push back twice on an Android device, it will go back to the launcher. I'll have to try that. I do like that. I would like that feature, but usually with my Android, I just hit the home button. But sometimes that closes Kodi on. I think my old Android box, my Shield, it keeps it open, but I think on that old Android box, it would actually close Kodi when I would hit home. So maybe they got it to where it was still running, like my Shield does. Oh, I don't know.
My T8 doesn't. I have to like close Kodi program before I switch the box off. You can't just turn it off because you can like lose.
Why does Android 8.1 Oreo not allow the Kodi app on the home screen? I have 2 different boxes with Kodi on them. It does not allow the thumbnail. Do you know why? Wouldn't that be dependent on the Android box that you have in the OS?
And your launcher.
Yeah, depending on what because the Shield, I can put it up there now. Some of my China boxes, it don't even have Kodi. It has some other name. It's like I don't even remember what they called it, but it wasn't Kodi. It was something close to that name, and it was over there. But when I would delete their Kodi and install mine, it would launch it. But that has to do with your launcher and how they have it set up. So it just depends. I don't think it's a Oreo issue as much as it's the launcher. That's
I'm guessing like NVIDIA, you get OTA updates regular. So I'm guessing you're like on quite a high spec Android level, like 7, 8, wherever it is now. 6.
It's probably 8 point something.
Right, yeah. So the launcher started on, I believe it's 7. So if they've got an older device that ain't,
yeah. Let me see.
then you won't be able to move stuff around.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I just know on the Shield, because it uses that Android TV launcher, which some boxes have went to this. So that's the general. And I mean, you can see I have it. Kodi's right there. And even when I was using this is the side loader launcher.
Yeah.
Even when I was using the apps one, it was right there. It was just in the apps, but I installed the side load channel, and I like it for being able to. I have all my media on one line. I have all my games on another line. It did cost me $1.88. So if you don't want to pay, I don't know what. Do what?
You guys steady spending your money.
Yeah.
$1.88.
Yeah, $1.88.
You buy a sock for that.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing, they had a free version, but I guarantee the free version either is going to have ads or not all the functions. So, yeah, what I would do, GSMC, take a look. You can download other launchers. Look up Android launchers, and what it will do is instead of using the launcher that they're saying, it runs a program over your launcher, so you can actually customize the buttons. There's plenty of YouTube videos where guys are doing that. You can watch videos and just do up Android launchers, and you'll find hundreds of videos where people are saying, try this launcher, that launcher, and you can customize the screen and however you want to do it.
Sorted. Is he on a Shield? Is he using a Shield?
He's saying he's done that. He says it's on 2 different boxes. The 2 boxes have different launchers and still. See, I don't know. I have.
Depending on the age of his boxes.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but I still think you should still be able, even if it was an old Kodi version, if you were on the old versions of Android and you had to go with, like, what did you say, the 4.4 or something like that?
You could flash your box like to the latest spec.
Not all the boxes will let you flash though.
But again, if you don't really know what you're doing, then don't do it.
Yeah. Well, I said they're new. I have no idea there, bud. I mean, I have my T95. It doesn't have Kodi on the box, the launcher that it gives. You can't change those boxes. The only thing I can change is the favorites across the bottom, and I can add Kodi in there. But when I always delete their Kodi. I always delete because their Kodi's always got shit. So I always delete their Kodi. I download Kodi, and it always opens under that that regular whatever name they call Kodi. They're gonna call it something else.
The bottom main bar where your stuff is.
Yeah. So I always open that, and it always works. So I'm not really sure like what boxes I put the simple launcher. I didn't like simple launcher. Yeah, you said it was buggy. I had issue. I tried simple launcher and I struggled with that. Yes, T2K. Mine is on HDMI, and with the CEC because I click the button and it wakes my TV up, which my TV had turned off. So yeah. So I'm not sure, GSMC. I'm not sure why you're saying it won't install. Put it on the home screen. All my devices put on the home screen. So unless I'm looking at it.
Another thing with people is like they're all hearing about Kodi now. It's been out for years. It's got like pretty mainstream now and commercial, and more people are buying them on eBay, whoever, like loaded, and they've not got a clue how to use it, and then they're joining all the groups for advice, this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the boxes that they're buying are old.
Yeah, could be. You'd have to look at to know what box you have and the interface, because some of those, I mean, let's be honest, 90% of them are all coming out of China. All right, so do you know why the 4K TV shuts off? Well, the 4.
I bet the NVIDIA comes out of China.
Well, it's probably manufactured there, but I'm talking about all those cheap China boxes you can get for $20.
Yeah, with the dodgy electrical sockets.
Let's see. Do you know why a 4K TV shuts off an Android MXQ Plus?
Because you haven't got a 4K TV.
Well, it says a 4K TV shuts off with an MX. But is the MXQ Pro, is that a 4K? Does it have 4K capability? Because your 4K TV, I don't have a 4K TV, so I can't speak to that. I don't know. You got a 4K TV, Ebony?
No, mine's just 1080.
Yeah,
so I'm poor.
I'm poor. Yeah, me too.
Poor.
I'm a poor boy with my second NVIDIA Shield. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard about this.
An MXQ box playing 4K.
Yeah.
It's either a very recent box.
I'd have
to look. I really don't rate MXQ boxes.
I've always heard bad things about MXQ, but I don't have one, so that's just. I'm gonna take a look and see what it says. It says, what do you say? MXQ Pro. It said, all right. So one says it's a. Let's see. One of these says it's a 4K box. It says they're Walmart sells them for $14.
$14.
Yeah.
Rip-off.
Yeah.
Rip-off.
No, this says MXQ Pro. Let me click on this.
I want a free turkey with that.
All right. This is a 1 GB RAM, 8 gigs of hard drive space. MXQ Pro 4K Android TV with the Rock chip, which Rock chip, people don't like them.
Avoid it.
Yeah, people don't like the Rock chip.
Avoid it.
Yeah, people have went away from that. And it says it's embedded high def or ultimate high HD 4K. I think you're dealing with a very low end box, to say the least. Yeah, so this is a Rock chip.
Does Walmart not sell? Is it the Mi box?
They do sell a Mi box. They also sell a Mi box, which is 4K.
Buy them. Buy them.
Yeah, they do have the Mi box here. So I'm assuming MS. I'm thinking that this guy is from the U.S. because I'm thinking the name makes me think of. No, it's an MXQ Pro 905. Well, the 905 is not. Let me do a search for that.
If you're American and you're listening, go to Walmart, buy a Mi box or MI box, however you say it.
Yeah.
Spend a little bit extra. You won't be disappointed.
The only downside of that box is that it doesn't have an Ethernet connection. Okay,
I'm lucky where I am. I've got my downstairs box on Ethernet, and I've got my upstairs box on Wi-Fi. But my Wi-Fi is shit hot.
Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen on this. Hold on.
Plus, I've got like 6 devices connected to it, plus a Fire Stick on Wi-Fi.
All right, so I'm assuming this is what he's talking about because I did a search for this exact, and it's got Kodi 17.3 installed.
Don't buy it.
MXQ Pro. It says it's 4K 905. Now this is the newer 905, if I'm not mistaken. Wasn't the X? It's came out recently. Some of the lower end boxes came with this 905 X chip. The 912 chip is better. If you can get boxes.
912, yeah.
The 912 is better.
If you go above his sites here, go to the reviews. Look at customer reviews.
Yeah, it's got 25 reviews on here, but they look at 24 of them give it 5 stars. Only one gave it 4 star. Makes me wonder if
25 reviews. That's a popular seller.
Geek Buying. I don't know who they are. I just did a search for that particular box.
No,
that had that.
You got T95. I'll go for one of them.
Yeah. And here's now this Bang Good. Now this is a popular site. 27 reviews. Doesn't that seem odd? 26 of the 27 reviews give it 5 stars. Nobody else. You got one person that gave it 3.
Was that GearBest? Is that GearBest?
No, this is Bang Good, which is another China site, but they're slow. If you look at them, it always takes them forever to deliver to you. But it just seems odd whenever I see reviews like that. It makes me wonder if they're real reviews. All right, so these are all what? German or Danish?
It looks, yeah, that sort of way.
So I don't know, bud. I'm not sure why it would cut off. It shouldn't. If it's a 4K box, it shouldn't. It's running Lollipop. It's running this 905.
The first thing I suggest is, do you leave your box on standby a lot? If so, turn it off at the mains. Again, restart your router for 10 minutes. Turn your router off for 10 minutes. Router, what you want to call it.
Yeah. But that shouldn't, when you turn the box on, that shouldn't turn your TV off. Maybe you have a setting inside the box that CEC setting, possibly, but I don't know. That seems pretty odd that it's turning your TV off. I'd take a look at your
disconnect the box completely. See if the TV works normally without it.
Yeah. So that's so that would be my suggestion. I'm not sure what's causing the for it to turn off your TV when you turn the box on. That shouldn't happen unless there's some kind of issue that.
Yeah, disconnect the box. Just run the TV normally. See if the issue still happens. If it doesn't, then there's a fault within the box.
Yeah.
Corrupt your TV.
So I don't know. That's I'm sorry I can't help you out with that GSMC, because I'm guessing is American, because I'm thinking Marine Corps with MC. So you might want to reboot the box, but it makes me feel like something's not jiving between your box and your TV.
Could be a cache build-up. It could be anything. The first thing I'll do is restart, disconnect the box at the power main.
Yeah. Could be
it's
an
like when
IR issue.
You know, like when your phone starts playing up, you just disconnect it. When it starts running laggy, whatever.
Yeah.
Disconnect it.
Well, Alex says it could be an IR issue, but it shouldn't.
I wouldn't have thought so.
I mean, maybe it's a connection if you look in the settings, like I said, with the CEC. Sometimes, because like with my Shield, if I go into that, I can, if my NVIDIA goes to sleep, after a certain period of time, my TV turn off. When I wake my Shield up, it turns the TV on. It wakes it up, which is linked through the HDMI. Maybe it's a setting in there, but oh no. There's so many of those boxes, and like I said, those lower end boxes, you just got to be careful with some of those. They're just. Is it
also since he's bought that box that the problems occurred.
Well, all right, so he says, do I need to turn on CEC or turn it off? I would think off.
Turn it right off at the mains.
He's saying, yeah, you're saying turn it off the main, which would be like unplug the power.
Yeah, don't leave it on standby. You know, like you hit the standby button on your remote, so it goes, the light goes red. It's still on in effect.
Yes.
Turn it right off at the main power. That'd be the first point of call. If that doesn't fix it, then I'll turn my router off. 10 minutes.
But that's if he's getting some lagging.
That shouldn't affect the TV side of it.
Right. Right.
But
so that's
box is good.
Yeah. So the reboot in the box is definitely a possible. But then I would look in the settings and see what that CEC setting is at.
If the reboot in the box doesn't work, I would disconnect the box from the TV from the HDMI, disconnect it from the TV, and see if the TV runs okay without it connected.
The other thing is, and I have seen this with some of my boxes, is you can get a bad HDMI cable, or an HDMI cable can go bad.
That would only affect sound and picture, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I'm just wondering, what if the signal is not? What if the wire, like if it's a bad HDMI cable or an old HDMI cable,
right, yeah, it could be
and it's trying to send the signal and it's not, and the TV's like, hey, I can't, I'm not getting the information I need. My TV,
it could affect the TV out to cut off. Yeah, possible. Good shout. Good call.
Yeah, so maybe try a different HDMI cable. Those would be my suggestions. I do know with, like you said, with I've had some bad HDMI cables where my sound did like this. It was good, and then it would like go down, and then the sound come back, and it was a bad HDMI cable, which had been good for a year and a half, and all of a sudden it started to go to shit. So Larry says what it does is it plays for about 5 minutes and then does it. All right, so if it's playing and then it starts to mess up, then that could fall back to the router issue, or not enough. Your box is not getting the stream good enough. 4K is a big file. That is a lot of information. You need a good connection. You better have RD, because you're going to need RD if you're going to be streaming it.
Yeah,
and
I set my build up to 1080 on every add-on, like Exodus, 3 Ducks, whatever. I set it to 1080 because I've got a 1080 TV.
Yeah.
Most people I know have got a 1080 TV. There's very few people out there that are flash bastards, like with 4K TVs, 16-inch plus. If you've got one of them, you can change your settings.
Yeah, so I would say, if because once you say, now you're saying that when it plays for about 5 minutes, then does it. So if it's playing for 5 minutes, it could be the HDMI cable, it could be a poor connection that you don't get enough, you're not getting enough data. Like DJ Theme says, it also could be your box is overheating. That's again another possible. Your box could start getting hot, and that goes back to not knocking your box, but it's a lower end box.
I think it's a cache problem.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if it turns off the TV. To me, that's like the box
is
freaking out.
Electrically faulty.
Yeah, something is saying I can't handle this, and your TV is getting bad signal, like a signal spike or something, and your TV says, "Ho, I can't handle this," and it turns off.
If it's tripping your TV out, then I would disconnect the box completely.
Yeah, are you running Ethernet wire? Are you running it Wi-Fi? Are you using real Debrid? I mean, if 4K content is hard to do. I don't have a 4K TV. I think that a lot of times people bitch and complain about 4K streaming. And I can see that it's a problem, because you better have real Debrid, and it's a lot of file.
It shouldn't trip the TV out, though.
No.
If it's flicking your TV off, it's a power surge. of some sort.
And it could be your box just kind of, your box sends it.
If you bought your box from China, then there you go.
Yeah. I mean, it's, not, it's, so our Ethernet, no real debrid to serve. 1080. All right. So wait, so you said 4K earlier. Now you're saying 1080. Okay. All right. So, it's, to me, you're not using it. All right. And the box did come from China, even if you bought it from Amazon. Those boxes are all coming from China. That's why they're so cheap.
If it took more than 2 weeks to get delivered, it come from China. If it was if it's 2 to 3 days, it is like in your own country.
Yeah, but no, but even if Amazon buys them and they're selling them, they're selling those.
Oh yeah, I agree. But
they selling them.
If it says like delivery time 3 to 4 weeks, you know it's coming from the other side of the world.
All right, so it says no own 4K TV. All right, so now we're not talking 4K. You were talking 4K earlier. You got me confused. You were talking about 4K. 4K stream was, I thought it was a 4K stream was killing your thing. Now it's 1080, but it streams 720. That's got to do with the file, the size. If you're not using real debrid, there's no way you're getting 4K without real debrid. No way. What free server is offering 4K? So yeah, like I said, like Fire TV said, like the box is sending a corrupt signal, and I've seen it on my TV where I've had shitty APKs and I'm trying different stuff, and my TV, which is an older TV, and my TV just like cuts off. It just says, "Hey, I'm turning off," because it's protecting itself because the signal that it's getting. So that goes back to a not a good box that has faults, HDMI cable that could have some issues, power surge, rebooting your box.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with stuff like that, it's kind of like a elimination.
It is a process.
So he said, all right, he says, I never said I was streaming 4K. He said I owned a 4K TV. Okay. When you said 4K, I thought you were streaming 4K. So it's a higher end TV. You got a great TV, but not such a good box. Hey, you should have saved a little money on the 4K TV, got you a 1080 TV, and then got you a better box. Just shitting, yeah. Just mess with you. But it's my gut feeling is either the box has got some issues or the HDMI cable's got some issues.
I personally think it's the box, because if it's tripping the TV power off, it's got to be something like that.
Yeah. So you might want to take a look at possibly looking at a different box. If you're 6 boxes, some are PC. Okay, so if you got other boxes, do the other boxes do the same issue? I mean, I don't have that. I don't have, mine doesn't cut off unless I have, and I have seen it. But my TV is older, and it sometimes even regular TV will kick my TV off once in a while. I've had some APKs.
First try it without your box connected to the TV and see if your TV runs perfectly for a whole day without it connected. Yeah. If you plug your box in and it trips it out, there's your answer.
Yeah. And well, what Dude Man says, I bought a box on Amazon last year, and the boxes did the same thing. Amazon knows that it's shit, blah blah blah. And it's not. Some of those boxes that we get out of, and that's why finding these Android boxes and finding the ones that you like and that work well is sometimes a challenge. I stick with the T95s that I've been getting, and the T95s I've had probably one out of the 15 or 20 that family members or I have owned that have had an issue. Just like, well, maybe one out of all of those work. But when you're talking a box that you paid $40 for, from Amazon probably paid $20 for that box. There could be so many crappy issues, soldering issues inside on the motherboard. I'm telling you, and I don't make no cutback. If you go buy, Shields are on sale right now. If you look around, you can find the Shield with just a remote for about $120. You'll never buy another box after that. you'll never buy another box. It'll be the last one you buy, unless you buy another one for another room. Or you do like me, decide you have I had a 500 gig Pro version, and I decided I wanted to put a SSD drive in it, and fucked up my Shield because I took it apart and messed up one of the cables in it. But the 16 gigs are on sale right now. Look, I'm gonna tell you, if you ever buy one, you'll never buy another one of those other boxes. And yes, it's more money, but it's like if you've ever bought a crappy mattress. If you buy a crappy mattress and you're like, oh, I don't need to spend, $100. This mattress is fine. Yeah, it's fine. In 6 months, 8 months, that mattress is all of a sudden not feeling good, and before long, that mattress is shit. And you're like, well, if I'd have spent a little bit more money, maybe I'd have had a mattress that lasted me 4 or 5 years or 10 years instead of a year. So
True.
just it's what you put into it. I look at what I spend on. I bought an antenna, outdoor antenna. My outdoor antenna cost me $150. Now I could have bought I had a cheaper one, but I bought the better antenna because I wanted to pick up more channels and I wanted not to have to buy it again. Having the NVIDIA Shield, I bought it so I didn't have to buy other boxes. Now I bought some T95s because for family members, but that's because I want to buy it and I don't want to have to buy it again. You can buy you 4 boxes that cost $40. You spend $160, or you buy one box for $130 and never buy a box again. So
exactly that. Also, like people buy car parts. You can buy one from genuine Ford dealer where I work for £100. You can go to the auto factory to buy one for £8, but then you have about 8 of them. Be off the road all the time. You get what you pay for.
Yeah,
it's cheap. It's cheap for a reason.
Yeah. It's. I mean, you might get a deal on some things. Sometimes you luck up into a deal. That's possible, but I don't know. I would take a look at some of that GS. Take a look at the device. I'm feeling that there's probably some issue in the device itself.
I think so.
So, what's it? Once again, but and I will say now, I had my 2015 Pro version, and I really probably shouldn't have tried to modify it with the SSD drive. But it worked, but it was starting to get a little bit slow, and it was great. I got all the updates all along the way, and it was running a little bit laggy, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna buy an SSD drive and put it in there. And took it apart, thought I did everything correct, and somehow there's like a little ribbon cable that is so careful. It's like paper. And I messed it up, and putting it all back together, it never ran. So it is what it is. But to be honest, within 2 weeks, I went and bought another one. I bought another Shield. They're on sale. I bought one. Hey, Super Dale. So yeah. So Fire Guru. Now my T95, people did complain about the Wi-Fi antenna sometimes having issues. I don't have any with mine, but it goes back to also. If I have to use, I actually have power line adapters.
Yeah. They're
so
cool.
I like them. That eliminates a lot of your Wi-Fi issues for people. So.
Yeah, great reviews on them with those.
Yep. So if you can look into power line adapters, if you're trying to get away from Wi-Fi, I suggest them all the time to people. Get power line adapters. You don't have to worry about using Wi-Fi. You don't have to worry about, as long as your wiring in your place is decent. You can't do it in some old shitty, old house that's got bad wiring.
Basically.
Yeah, it's gonna have issues if you do that. So, all right. So I'm looking here. All right. Hey, Fire Guru, if you would hit me up on Telegram. I sent you a message. Just want to ask you a quick question on that whenever you get time. No big deal. Oh, do I want to get rid of the Shield? Hey, Fire Guru. Yeah, Fire Guru can get with me about my Shield. Like I said, I got that, and I'm like, just sucks bad. But I said in the other room, and I'm like, I mess with that, mess with it. So
Get
like
Super Dell in. Get Super Dell online.
Super Dell ain't coming in. Super Dell, he just got home from work. Let me see. Super Dell. Let me see where.
He's full of excuses.
Well, Super Dell. This is too early for Super Dell. Mr. SD. He usually has his shows later in the evening. He probably just getting home from work. Just getting himself set.
Yeah, right. You know.
So I got to go have me some dinner. It's 7:30 and I haven't eaten dinner yet. So I don't know if there's anything. Hey, what else you got? Anything you got to hit us up with, Ebony, before we roll up out of here? Because I've dragged this along for almost 3 hours or 2.5 hours now.
I'll stay online if you jump out. I'm happy to stay here.
All right. Well,
if you could link that, goes there, doesn't it?
Yeah. This link stays open.
All right. I'll stay online for a bit.
All right. So if anybody wants to jump on after show just to bullshit, I'm gonna be back and forth figuring out what I'm eating for dinner. If you want to jump in this chat with us and we can just talk off live show, send me a message on Telegram or on Google Hangouts, and I will try to get you the link. So Super Dell, if you're available and you just want to bullshit, you can hit me up. Any of you guys want to message me, and I'll invite you into this chat. And thanks for watching the show. I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas, because I definitely won't have another show before then. If you're using one of my builds, I did update it. I will try to do a video. I'll try to get one out about my builds. And look out for those 2 videos, the one for Canvas and the one for Streama. I can't recall the name. That I will try to get those videos out about those add-ons so that you can check them out and see if they work for you. And anything going on with One Nation before we roll out?
No, we're all good.
All good. All right, One Nation's good. We posted their link in here. Go check them out, onenation.info.
Check out. Definitely worth checking out.
Yes, plenty of builds, add-ons, APK.
Add-ons, it's more than just a build.
Yep. Oh yeah. They've got everything in there. So check it out. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. Have a Merry Christmas. Share it with your family. Enjoy yourself.
Cheers, T.
And y'all have a Merry Christmas.